So I see some people liking the music, other people going, it might be a little bit stressful. Hey, we want to kind of wake you up a little bit, Davion.
Wow, I guess so. Yeah, we do.
The camera just
went
zipping
to
right
me.
at you. So I see some comments. Yes, it is supposed to be a lower end threat. However, there's also the potential that this storm overperforms. Right now, what's happening out west, I would say, is overperforming what the storm system did. Davion,
I guess I'm a magnet.
it likes you. It likes you. Let's take a look at how heating and cooling mega Doppler. And here's the problem. We got one isolated cell that is popping up near Ada, and this is a pretty beefy supercell.
Oh, yeah.
That is about as classic and textbook as it gets.
Warning just came out as we're talking about it.
Yeah, and it's going to be an additional warning, and it's going to be a lot farther east too. And this is going to be headed towards the river valley. So hence the updated music basically that we've got. Yes, it is Good Friday. Hope everybody having a good Friday. This cell looks pretty significant. Now, will it hold together and continue to remain severe as it moves in? Well, this is something obviously that we have to continue to watch and monitor. We are going to track this over time. You're about to see the new warning popping on the screen here shortly. And there are additional storms, by the way, and a whole lot of them. There you go. There's the new warning that pops up. And so that's a continuation of the severe thunderstorm warning. Looking to Leslie setting the storm motion from the warning right away. Is this updating? Move it around once real quick. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah. I was just making sure it was updating on the screen too. So, all right, so here's the deal. We got thunderstorms rolling in. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect that goes until 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll highlight all this. The line is starting to develop. I think QLCS tornado potential is going to be there. Here's a question. Someone's asking, what kind of a tie day is it? Well, that's a sad spot right there. There is a lightning tie. Honestly, I'm out of ties. 5 of them were stolen from me. And I don't know who took them, but someone obviously came into the studio. I have a rotating tie rack. And they thought it might have been funny to pull a fast one and steal ties. And it's sad, and it kind of ticks me off, to be honest with you. I will have to like basically restock those and pay my own money to get those. But 5 of the lightning ties. 5 of the lightning ties have been stolen. So this is the only lightning tie I've got. All right, let's go back to here on live Doppler radar. We're going to look at all the radars closest to the storm. First of all, a whole lot of cells developing to the southwest of this. We put this in motion. There is that isolated supercell that's near Ada. That is significant. Now, if that gets absorbed by the line, then it won't be tornadic as it moves into the river valley. Now, this is a pretty stout line right here. And another thing, Davion, you and I have been watching this. This is a balanced line.
Yeah, it's balanced up and down. As it continued to move through Oklahoma City, it was tornado warned, and then it was like a giant wind bag of balanced, strong winds. I think they had wind gusts over 60 to 70 plus miles per hour.
Yeah.
So we've continued to watch it because it's honestly been on a beeline just right over I-40 due east.
Now, you and I know what balanced means, but some of our viewers might not.
Right.
So explain what we mean by balanced.
So basically what we mean is it's going to sound real scientific afterwards. The updraft, downdraft convergence zone are pretty much right on top of each other. So when you're looking at velocity, for instance, the greens and the reds, when you see them kind of right next to each other, that would be a balanced regime. You can show an example of it. In fact,
you got a cold pool rotor and a shear rotor, and they're rotating about the same, so that will allow for vertically developed updrafts. Just like what you mentioned, the updraft downdraft convergence zone is right on the leading edge of the line.
Exactly,
and that's the reason why.
Leslie is pulling up Mega Doppler right now. Got spectrum width up there. You can see it.
All right, so let's bring up Mega Doppler. We'll take a look at this, and then we're going to track this storm. I'm going to put a track on it. We're going to show you when the most dangerous portion of the line will be moving in. And so spectrum width is often a good way to determine essentially where the leading edge of the line is. And you can see how that even has a little bit of what we call a bow echo. Yeah. So a backward C to the bow. That's some really strong winds. Look at the base velocity here, and you'll get to see just how strong that those winds are. So let me bring that up here. And we'll take a look at Mega Doppler. Now, remember, I could do this here from over here too. Let's see if it works. base velocity.
There it is.
That's some super strong
Bright
winds.
reds.
I mean, those pinks right there is over 65, 70 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So,
and some of that has been translating to the ground. It's not far off the ground. So it's been pretty gusty winds with this particularly portion of the line of storms that we're watching. And no sense in thinking that this wouldn't slow down anytime soon, although we're hoping for that.
We're hoping that it dies and it weakens, and it always can, but we have an untapped environment. I mean, we didn't have storms throughout the entire day. So this is the question that people want to know, and understandably so. So let's do a storm track on this, and we're going to do more of a linear track. So these storms, severe thunderstorm warning, as you can see, moving east at 45. How about that?
Yeah.
Who put it at 45 earlier? Yep,
sure
thinking that it was going to speed up. And look, there it is, 45. So let me put the main portion of this storm. We're going to track it at this moment almost perfectly east. Let me take the camera off the screen here real fast so you can get to see this. And Jennifer, we're going to track this. So this is going to be the most dangerous portion of the line. It might move a little bit more east-southeasterly, to be honest with you, and it gets rooted into the boundary layer. So I'm going to put a track like this on it. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I actually am going to adjust that. I'm going to actually take that track and I'm going to lift it more northeastward. So let's include the Fayetteville area. So here are the times that you can expect this storm. A little after 1 o'clock in the morning. It'll cross the state line probably close to 1 o'clock in the morning, and then it'll be knocking on Fayetteville's doorstep a little before 1:30. Remember, there is a severe thunderstorm watch, and that severe thunderstorm watch is going until approximately 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, we do have that tornado warning cell. That's that isolated cell. You can see that. Now, I'm going to extrapolate this as this continues to track east-northeasterly, and that probably will get absorbed by the line. I sure hope so.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's already kind of starting to fall apart. But if we track this, and just to let you know, this storm is moving east at about 20 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and we'll put the track on that, and we'll go 20 miles per hour. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome if they gave that in the warning? I mean, they do give it in the warning, but if Max was allowed to do that right away, that would be super helpful. So let's extrapolate this over time. Let's move it northeast. Here's some of the areas that will be potentially impacted by this cell if it holds together. And this is a big if, to be honest with you. I'm not sold that this holds together this long. I just don't think the environment's supportive of it. But Weber's Falls, 346, Poto at 434. That's if it's moving at 20 miles per hour. There's no way it holds together that long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that shows you a 20 miles per hour storm motion, which is pretty slow. All right, so back to this. Let's do the most dangerous portion of the line coming into the Fort Smith area. Notice how the track is a little bit more east-southeasterly, which is why I took that track east-southeast. Let me do the bow echo right here. We'll advance it eastward, and right about there. So Salisaw at 12:38, Spyro coming in at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and Fort Smith a little after 1 a.m. So flooding is going to be a threat, Joel, and that's something that we have to watch too. So
yeah, that's a good comment.
We've got heavy rain likely tonight, and I know that we didn't see a whole lot of rain on Thursday morning. That was a dud system. It really wasn't expected to be a major deal. No. Okay, now we've got this part of the line, Aleshley and Davion, that's really starting to develop farther north. So I'm going to go back to Max 1 here. We'll pull this up. So this is that area of the line that's dropping east-southeast. This is what we have to watch for, is any part of the line that can run north to south, because we'll show you that QLCS tornado potential does exist with these cells. And not necessarily here, east of Tulsa. Yes, Davion.
And I was going to say, as you're doing that, we were talking about the balanced regime a few minutes ago. Yeah. You can see it on here, that small little reflectivity right out ahead of that.
Right here.
Yep.
That's the outflow boundary, and that means it's cold pool dominant, and that means tornado potential is non-existent there. So you have outflow that's cutting off. What that means is the cold pool is stronger than the shear out ahead of it, and this gives you basically outflow. You can't get any inflow into the storm. It's cold pool dominant, and that's the reason why with it running northeast to southwest, that doesn't line up with the shear vector.
You can see the outflow
Yeah.
extending from Fairland.
And it also extends. Now, when you get farther north, though, you've got more of a west-east component or a north-south component instead of a west-east component. So if we look at the velocities on this, and lo and behold, look at what we have there.
Look at that. And it's not warm right now.
Well, that's a little bit too weak and a little bit early on, but that shows that circulation right there. And that's in Ottawa County. That's just north of Delaware County. And that's where the balanced regime is. So this is a great question. Tiffany's asking, will tornadoes happen in Fayetteville tonight? Probably not, but we're not going to let our guard down on any of these storms, Tiffany. So this is something that we have to watch. The potential is there. Any storms that run north to south, and we're going to look at this with the mesoanalysis, and just to show you what meteorologists look at. Now, some of this stuff might be way over your head, guys, and I get that, but we'll try to explain it to the best of our ability. And we'll show you that, there are some ingredients that are fairly favorable for tonight. So let's go to StreamYard Functions, open share screen. We're going to go to the SPC analysis tool, and we're going to bring this up right here. All right. So this is, make sure that we've got it on there. We do. We'll bring it up full screen so you don't have to see this in our camera. We'll actually have the camera down here at the bottom. So all right, this is the mesoanalysis. This is what meteorologists look at to look at what's called the environment and to nowcast.
You know what's funny about that? Or I should say not funny, but wall cloud report on the cell we were just talking about.
Oh, yeah, for that cell that's in Ottawa County?
Yep. Just north of Delaware. So that was about 2 minutes ago.
Okay, so we've got that well-defined wall cloud with a brief funnel to my northwest. That was that Fairlane tornado, which would be Ottawa County. And that's that balanced regime. So first of all, we want to look at the instability. What's the amount of surface-based CAPE? Northwest Arkansas has more of a cap than the River Valley. Look at that, 2,000 instability in the River Valley. So that shows you that we definitely have the uncapped environment. 925 winds almost straight out of the south. That always spells trouble. Not always, but a lot of the time spells trouble for severe weather potential. We'll look at the 0 to 1 kilometer storm relative velocity, and you are approaching over 200 to 250. And over time, that line is going to move in, and that's going to kill that severe weather potential. Let's look at the 0 to 3 kilometer, and obviously a lot more off to the west, but that's where you already have veering, tremendous veering. Let's look at the significant tornado parameter. Notice how it's focused in the River Valley. It's not really in Northwest Arkansas. The effective layer over time, that's trying to move east, but instead of all of these are great for supercells and supercell storms, but we're focused more on the QLCS tornado potential.
Right.
So we want to look at multi-parameter fields. There's a couple things we want to look at. First of all, the bulk shear. Okay. So this is something that might limit the tornado potential over Northwest Arkansas. As the energy is remaining to our west, we have bulk shear values. As I pull the radar off of here, let me do a different one here. So here is with the radar. So here you're looking at 25 knots of 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear, okay? That is not as much over what's happening in Ottawa. See, that's 35 knots.
Right.
You got to have a threshold of 30 knots. Now that could increase and it could get stronger, but as of now, that doesn't really necessarily do it. 0 to 3 kilometer CAPE is pretty limited too. It's under 50. This is a 50 joules per kilogram contour. Now, over time, that does start to increase as the system makes its way into the River Valley. So that's something that we always have to watch, as the environment could change over time. And then here is that mixed layer CAPE, along with the 0 to 3 kilometer mixed layer CAPE and the 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear. So we're not looking at perfect QLCS tornado potential over us at the moment because those winds are a little weaker,
right,
which is probably why this line will tend to weaken somewhat. Okay, that's what we look at, and that's all those three ingredients that we look at for severe weather potential. Now let's get back to the radar, and we'll take a look here at Mega Doppler.
That cell is still spinning like top.
This one up here in
Ottawa?
Ottawa?
No, the isolated super.
Oh, yeah, this cell, yeah, that is pretty. And it is kind of like a tail end Charlie too at the moment. So let me show you what we're looking at. Bring up Max back up here. Max 1 full. All right, so there's that isolated supercell. Now, to give you an idea where this is at, this is still quite a ways west of our weather coverage area. And with it moving at 20 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour, you could take a nap by the time this thing arrives, honestly.
And you can see the line.
We can't rule out storms that could produce brief tornado potential. However, as of now, the QLCS tornado potential is not as great for Northwest Arkansas. But as you can see, and we're going to go through the entire radar here, all of this part of the line that runs northeast to southwest, as that comes in, that doesn't really favor tornado potential. But when you get farther north, look at this part of the line, and I bet you Springfield is going to issue on this pretty soon. This right here looks a little more impressive. And if we look at the radar from Springfield, I bet you could see a circulation on that. There it is. Yep. There's that meso. Let me bring that camera off the screen so you can see. And so that would be headed towards the Joplin area. This has been a pretty persistent rotation, and it's also increased in strength. We look at the INX circulation. There it is. That's pretty tight. Yeah. That's pretty tight. And that makes sense because that's along the northeastern edge of that QLCS. And that's where it runs north to south. That's just classic. That's textbook. And the 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear vectors or stronger. Now, Leslie, you've got that Megadoppler one pulled up.
Yep.
Let's bring this up. We'll check out Megadoppler. There's that cell. Looks like it kind of got a little less organized, but it's still spinning and it's still rotating. But some of the ingredients are kind of missing right now. So
I think that line is starting to catch up with it a little bit too.
Yeah, it is, and it's starting to get more outflow dominant, but it's going too slow.
Yeah,
those are the worst storms to cover, by the way. When you've got when you got a storm moving at 10, 15 miles per hour,
right,
then you're sitting there and you're just basically waiting for this storm to arrive. And if you have a warning that's on our western weather coverage area and the warning clips our area, you don't have the storm coming in until 10, 15 minutes. Right. So, all right, let me show you the future radar. People are asking about hail. That has a little bit of the hail there. But let's take a look here at the future radar. Now, remember, this isn't perfect, okay? And you know that, and everybody knows that if they watch me do the weather. Let's go back to this right here. Here's the future track radar. First of all, I would say not doing the best job on these cells. It has that cell to the east, but see, it becomes more of a cluster.
Right. Just a boatload of rain.
Just a bunch of heavy rain potential, which is great. We need the rain minus the severe weather. That would be amazing.
Right.
And there's that training of the cells that happen. And then finally, by Saturday late morning, the Bentonville Half Marathon is going to have to deal with some light rain. But I think the majority of the lightning, not all of it, but the majority of the lightning will be to the southeast. There could be still some stratiform rain. Look at that additional energy swinging in. We'll take a look at that too on the water vapor. But that's a pretty intense line of storms right there.
You mentioned training. The River Valley areas, even on the HER model that you showed during the latest newscast, it was spitting out some incredible rainfall totals once it's all said and done. And that's because we're seeing that training happen over the same areas over and over again. So that's when you get storm here, hitting the same area over and over again. Obviously, high rainfall totals. Going to start to see flash flooding as a threat as well. So regardless of the severity of this, if you're out on the roads, definitely turn around, don't drown, especially if you are in any low-lying areas that flood easily. That is certainly going to be an issue overnight into the early morning hours.
Yeah, Broken Arrow is just storming. I don't see any rotations. No, we don't either. We're talking about northern Ottawa County. St. Paul up and running. All right. I know my bones are hurting so bad I could cry. Yeah, you know rain is coming. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. That was a really long comment. But I kind of like this. I'll show it.
Yeah.
It's due to the pregnancy and having to be up at 7 a.m. every day to get them dressed, daycare, a nap. I don't have much errands to run. I toss and turn all night, ligament pain. I'm 15 weeks. Say it's normal. Baby kicking my bladder all night. Oh man, all the women say amen because they know they know what you're going through being pregnant. You women, way more to deal with, and I mean, obviously you're carrying the baby. We don't even have a small part. It's like, yeah. When the guy's like, we birthed this child. No. The woman birthed the child. We were there barely passing, barely hanging on, and most likely passing out as that storm, as the baby's coming. My broken wrist is screaming. So we got rain. It's coming. It's just a matter of how is it going to evolve. Hopefully it just becomes a cluster of rain and it doesn't end up being anything major. But I'll say this, that line in the northern portion of northeast Oklahoma, besides that area that's in moving towards Joplin, that's not severe at all, nor will it be severe. So the only area I think that's going to be severe, unless that line starts surging out, which is a possibility, and if it does, if it surges out and becomes more north to south, that will pose tornado potential. But what we're looking at here in the river valley is running a little more north to south. So that area, we'll do another track on it. That's the one that we have to watch. Now, I do want to take a look at this here. We're going to bring up a severe weather risk real fast. This is way old.
One comment has any tornadoes tonight, just got here, missed the updates. Not in our area.
Yeah.
But they certainly had some damage over towards the Oklahoma City. And
yeah, they did. South Oklahoma City by
yeah.
Will Rogers Airport. I think there was a brief tornado that touched down there. I think there was one by Shawnee too. There was a confirmed tornado. So there have been circulations, and this is when the storms were initially developing. And the ingredients, remember, you saw that 0 to 3 kilometer shear. It was a little greater. It was a little stronger off to the west of us. So that's why those storms were more intense. But going back to, so this is the severe weather risk for tonight. We'll run through all this. So this is the level 2 out of 5 that covers northwest Arkansas, and River Valley is a level 1. Now, honestly, how these storms are evolving is different than what the models had. So I think that this risk might need to be shifted into the River Valley, but that's not going to happen because this is the last day 1 outlook that they do.
Yeah.
If we look at the individual threats, you'll notice that a whole area has this green shaded area. That's 2%. So that's 2% above climatology within 25 miles of a point that you will see the potential for a tornado. Now that, honestly, is
it's not high, but it's not
high, but it's not zero.
Right.
You got to watch it.
Not
right,
high,
Leslie?
Yeah, and it's not hatched either.
Yeah.
Which is a good sign. But you never know because we've already seen EF2 plus tornadoes happen outside of a hatched
without
area.
a hatched area. Now, where there is hatched for hail, we're not really going to see that in northwest Arkansas with this line. Linear storms really don't have as much large hail as supercells. And then the wind threat, now you can see the amount of wind damage there from Oklahoma City and to the east. So several reports along I-40.
They were recording gusts of up to 90 miles per hour back in Oklahoma City, but it doesn't look like that's been the case as of recently.
Yeah, we watched the airport lose power.
Yeah, a lot of power outages around there.
So there is a look at that. And if we look at the rain risk, you've got a large, and this actually increased, a level 2 out of 5. Yes. And if we look at the watches and warnings, here's what we've got. So we've got a severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 5 a.m. I would say northwest Arkansas, honestly, my concern is a lot lower than it was earlier this evening. Of course, my concern really wasn't that great in the first place, to be honest with you. Right, Leslie?
Yeah.
I mean, we were thinking, it's going to be, rain potential, maybe a low-end severe weather threat. The line that's coming through Oklahoma is starting to weaken too. They actually are dropping that severe thunderstorm considerable for the Holdenville area. And hopefully this storm just clusters into a giant mess. But in the River Valley, we still have that rotation. We still have that supercell, and there could be another cell that's trying to pop up too. It's broad.
It's look at it right now.
it's pretty much falling apart.
You can see that line catching up, looking.
Look at this right here.
So let's do this here. All right, so let's do this. We're going to go with there's the severe thunderstorm watch, and just to let you know, this goes until right here until 5 a.m. And so that probably won't last through 5 a.m. Honestly, it's probably going to expire a lot sooner than that. And I don't think Northwest Arkansas really has to be concerned with severe thunderstorms because once that line comes through, that's going to overwork the atmosphere, and then that's it. The area that I think is a little bit more concerning is coming into southern Sequoyah County and northern Leflore County. And so let me go ahead and we'll show you what I'm talking about. It's this part of the line right here. I'm going to circle it right here. That's the part of the line that we got to watch.
It even sticks out like, yes, me. I'm the bad guy.
Exactly. I'm the one that's going to cause trouble. And if we draw this track, I think this is going to be focused more in possibly southern Washington County. Here's a look at who needs to watch this. Right along I-40, Mountainburg, about 1:30 in the morning, Clarksville at 2:20. So this is the storm moving east at about 45 miles per hour. Now, it could speed up, which means that this system could come in a little bit quicker. But it's not super impressive on the northern side of the line. Now, there is some hail that's starting to show up. And remember, if this starts kicking out and moves more north-south, that's something we're going to have to watch pretty closely.
Yeah, and that also any surging areas.
That's a really small hail. Yeah, any surges in the line. Let's look.
Honestly, outside of where we're
looking, just loop it. Loop it.
Yep. And I switched over to Fort Smith's.
Okay. Yeah, because the radar is getting attenuated at INX. So nothing really super concerning there. Let's look at the velocities right there.
You want to look at base or?
Yeah, storm relative.
Still think the most concerning portion is the warned area.
Yeah, is that tornado warning still going? Yep, that cell is still going and still's got a tornado warning. So, yeah, I'll just break this down. As of now, not impressed with Northwest Arkansas.
No.
However, if that line starts running more north-south, then there will be embedded circulations within that line. River Valley will have damaging wind potential, but that cell could also outrun and outrace the instability as the gust front starts surging out, which will choke off the updraft. So this just becomes a rain event,
which is what we're hoping for.
That's what we're hoping for. And then we're going to look here, and this is what we're watching, which is what the storms could continue to be training in the River Valley. So honestly, the models didn't handle this very well at all.
No.
It's finally developing storms all up and down the front. But this could train in the River Valley, which could lead to really heavy rain. And, you know, the models have been hinting at that potentially, with the latest HRRR showing maybe a little bit of heavier rain focused in the River Valley. And this is what I was talking about. If we look at this, see, there it is. That shows some pretty heavy rain, and that makes sense with the training of those cells.
Right.
Northwest Arkansas, yes, see some storms. Yes, because the precipitable water values are really high, that we could see flooding potential in Northwest Arkansas. Here is a look at, by the way, what we've got with our rain amounts for the latest HRRR. And there you go. It's showing a lot less in Northwest Arkansas.
It is. And don't get me wrong, we need all the rain we can get. But 4 inches of rain in less than 24 hours, that's going to cause problems. That's problematic.
Especially that's even less than 24 hours.
That's between now and mid-morning, late morning.
So, the line, as of now, organizing, not balanced. Will it become balanced? That's a question that remains to be seen. And what we mean by balance is you got the cold pool and the shear rotors that are rotating at about the same speed, which causes the storm to produce a vertically developed updraft. You got constructive interference where the cells are going to strengthen. So
that area that's warned, it's the only area that's sticking out.
Yeah, and speaking of that, now there is on the north side of that line, Leslie, in southwest Missouri, lo and behold, there it is. I wonder if that's tornado possible. It's not going to tell you on GR. It's not going to tell you on Mega Doppler. It's rotating.
Then again, this is support Smith radar, so it's quite
far
away.
Let me look at this. Nope, not severe thunderstorm, but tornado possible. In case people are wondering, that cell that we were watching, that's in the balanced region. And let me show you what we've got here. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning with, let's bring this up here. That goes until midnight. That does include the Joplin area. And there is some pretty large hail with that cell. About quarter size. Bring that up on Mega Doppler. You'll get to see.
Wow.
There you go on the south side of Joplin.
There it is.
So, yeah, that's going to be hitting Leawood and on the south side of Joplin. And so that's a pretty intense cell. And hey, look at, lo and behold, that's where it's balanced. So if this line, which is currently, just letting you know, running this way, what we're going to be watching is if over time this line starts surging out ahead of itself and it becomes more like this. Yep, I'm going to bring this up so you can see. So this is what I was drawing here. The previous part of the line now running north to south, where it does run north to south, it's severe. This is all cold pool dominant, and I'll show you with the radar from Tulsa. But if that line comes into northwest Arkansas and it swings out and becomes more north to south oriented, that's where you'll have that QLCS and the spin up tornado potential. Because right now we're not seeing it. And not only that, we'll go to the Tulsa radar and you'll notice, look at the outflow that's way out ahead of it.
Zooming ahead of the line.
Yeah. And honestly, this cell still has considerable 70 miles per hour winds.
I was just going to say, I've been keeping an eye on this cell because I don't just the behavior of it.
Yeah.
It's the only part of the line that's bowing right now. But again, that's making a.
You know, I get that, Emmy. I understand because I was at 4 a.m. March 30th, 2022. That was a storm that came through. There was no warning on it. It woke a lot of people up. It woke a lot of people up meteorologically too, because that storm had quite a big debris signature with no warning on it, and then warning popped up. So can Benton County, or is it Benton, Arkansas? Benton, Arkansas is way far away from the severe weather risk. Yeah, that's southwest of Little Rock.
So I've learned.
You know who's from Benton?
No.
Kate.
Oh yeah, she is.
Kate Harvey. Yep.
Because the risk we had early March, Benton dodged a tornado.
Yeah,
they dodged one, and her sister was calling and making sure.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, that's what we're kind of watching, and that's what we're kind of looking at. Let's go through some comments here and let's see what we've got. I'm going to kind of go back in time a little bit.
Isolated cell.
Any tornadoes tonight? Potentially, but it's only if that line runs north to south. Oklahoma has seen some tornadoes. This is what Leslie can attest to. I've been up for a long time. In fact, you're working on a weather blog. Today is April 3rd, Good Friday. Back on April 3rd of 1974, it was not a Good Friday. Yeah. This was the super outbreak of that generation.
Yes.
And what are some of the findings that you saw? What's some things that people can expect with that blog that's coming out sometime tomorrow?
So I broke down the severe weather parameters.
Or you can wait till Monday to post it. You know, it's the weekend.
Closer to Saturday, right on the anniversary.
Yeah,
makes sense. I speak a little bit about the severe weather parameters that were in place for that time. Broke it down by SLIM. If you know Slim. I almost said slim, but shear, your lift, your instability, and your moisture. So I looked at some of those details, and it's a lot of going back and looking at records and a lot of papers during that time. And there's a lot of good information out there. I also linked a really good story maps that was a collaboration between National Weather Service, Tennessee, Birmingham. I'm trying to think of the other ones that were on it. I think one of the ones from Mississippi was also on it, but just a really, really like very detailed story maps that
Yeah.
also tells you a little bit more about what the scientific aspect of it, and then a good timeline of what happened in those states.
Man, those
And
tornadoes were
When you
nuts.
showed us the surface map earlier,
You were like, we're
joking. We were
cooked.
like, yeah, if you're east of the Mississippi River, good luck.
Yeah.
It really was. It was a substantial, huge, long wave trough that had a very slow advancing cold front.
Yes.
You had strong 0 to 850 millibar winds over 80 knots.
Yeah.
Jet streaks that were over 110 knots. Yeah, 120 at
That's
500, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the jet stream was even stronger. So you had all this energy swinging out, and boy, supercells just lined up and down. And so this is not April 3rd of 1974. Here is a comment that I definitely wanted to bring up, because let me tell you, man, I miss this guy so much. Austin Herweiler used to be a director here at KNWA.
Nice.
Man, we had some good times, including farm rules volleyball, where you can let it bounce and you can still play, and it was just a good time. So Austin, some of my better memories, man, with you. And now he I don't know if he's still doing the same thing. If you're still on here, let me know. But he says he misses being in the weather vortex. You know what that means, right? So the weather vortex is where once he left, and once other people left, not a lot of people know about it because you get new staff. But if you come within about 10 feet of the weather lab, I'm going to suck you into the weather vortex and teach you something about the weather.
Okay. In that case, there's been a lot of.
So it's a positive and a negative connotation because the weather vortex.
You come in, you have to learn something.
Good seeing you, Austin. Man, we got to catch up. I got to reach out to you and see what's going on, man. We had some good times. Personal barometer, how about that? And Joel is looking at some different things. I love Joel because he's able to comment and post some of the questions that we went through that people might not see. How about this? I understand completely. I will be praying for you. Remember, God did not give you a spirit of fear. 2 Timothy. What's also cool too is I posted this on my social media page, but today's Good Friday, and we had a Good Friday service. If you don't know, it's the day that Jesus was crucified. But honestly, scholars believe 33 AD 33, which matches up with a lot of evidence that was the actual day that Jesus was crucified. So this time, AD 33, that actually happened. I think that's pretty incredible. Yeah. Emmy says, phone glitch. What do you say about Northwest Arkansas? So far, everything is quiet. We'll get back to some more comments, and then we'll look at some stuff here. And anybody do Easter egg hunts anymore? I know our church is trying to do that. And that cell is still going severe. So let's go.
I was going to say, I'm
scroll through here.
Keeping a close eye on it. It's
still going,
still bowing a little bit.
Bowing, but the tornado potential's kind of dying down. Radar doesn't look bad. That's right. Yeah, let's go into it and we'll look at this. So this is the severe thunderstorm warning that is for west of Northwest Arkansas and west of the River Valley. There are some little isolated cells, and the tornado possible now with this.
Yep.
There it is. That's on the leading edge of the line, and that does look pretty impressive. And then we work our way south, and look how the line runs more north to south. That just isn't going to do it. That is not going to be severe, folks. So all it is going to be a noisy one. There will be a lot of lightning. We'll take a look at some of our WeatherBug network cameras. Let's take a look at that here right now. Let's look at Decatur, looking off to the west. There you go. Right on cue. Grab it. We'll see if that's looking. That's looking northwest, so we'll definitely see some lightning on that.
On cue, part 2.
Oh yeah. Harrison's now done. So this is all just rain and lightning and thunderstorm activity, but that's it. Just a little noisy. But we'll be here watching it. We'll keep you updated. There's that severe thunderstorm warning going for another, 13 minutes. So it goes until 11:45. Let me go to that. We'll show you what I'm looking at. So here's until 11:45, severe thunderstorm warning.
That's a lot of lightning.
There's that cell in Joplin.
And then there's all the lightning with this cell. So let's look at the lightning tracker and see what we've got. Definitely highly electrified storms and 748 cloud to ground lightning strikes, more negative than positive. What do I want to do here? Show all strikes, but no, those shouldn't be the same. Positive and positive, and the start color should be white, and then this should be like a bright red. Hold on. 255.00. I think we can send producers home now. What do you think?
Yeah.
They did cancel that tornado warning, by the way.
Yeah, 255. The warning's gone.
Undercut by a cold front, they said.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's going to kill your. And here's, okay, now we got it. So here's your lightning.
New mesoscale discussion.
So you got 872. Look how much lightning there will be, though.
Yep.
There's definitely going to be a lot of lightning with these cells.
1134. Severe gusts remain possible with an expansive NCS over the
Sulphur
next few hours.
Springs, there isn't any sirens out in that area. I think you're going to be fine. I think these cells that come through, it's just going to be a heavy rain event. So, we'll have heavy rain, we'll have some thunder, we'll have some lightning, but you know why now that part of the line just won't be tornadic.
Yeah. And reading the latest in mesoscale,
Uh-huh.
severe wind gusts are possible, but they did note that a lot of the line has started to
Weaken
a little bit.
Yeah.
They just said an elongated MCS at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the ingredients just aren't there for tornado potential.
I just got a notification that I'm gonna have to sign back into Slack for the billionth time in 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Just delete the app.
That is so frustrating.
It's like Google security. Like, who are you? It's me. Are you sure? It's me.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Yeah, I know. 150 times.
But yeah, I mean, this is what we hope for. I'm glad it's actually happening. Line just starts to weaken gradually as it moves in. That heavy rainfall threat, that's not going anywhere though. If you like to sleep to rain sounds, this would be a beautiful for you, minus the occasional crack of thunder. It may jolt you up.
Yeah.
There's a couple of cells out in front, but they're not doing anything. They'll be absorbed soon. Just
Yeah. So there's
very nice garden variety storms.
yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's a severe thunderstorm warning, and if this warning drops off, we'll stay on this. Yes, you'll see some lightning, you'll see some hear some thunder. And that's about it. I mean, a good soaking. Hopefully we get some rain out of this and this thing just doesn't fall apart completely. So it's looking good right now. Nothing to worry about as of now. Oh, no. Ben says, my friend in Tulsa had a lightning strike. Her tree in a backyard, it blew away.
Oh, wow.
Ah, look at this. Hey, did you get your treadmill moved? It's Ryan, your mower. Yes, I did get it moved.
That's awesome.
And
Having your mower in the chat.
You know what's funny about it? He saw that. That thing was heavy. But anyways, Ryan, this is funny because I had some Hispanic workers next door that were working on a home. They were putting on a roof, and I was like, hey, I can't carry this myself. This is like over 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
They did. I had 6 guys that helped me, and I paid them in cervezas. And they loved it. So anyways, yes, nice. I did get that back up the stairs into the bonus room. Can't steal that. Good luck, man. You ain't getting that. No one's taking that ever. Oh, here's a question for it. Oh wow, a lot of words, but let's see. The tornado that went through Prairie Grove in 2024, 2025. I don't quite remember, but my husband and I slept through it, even though I didn't know there was a warning. But the one in 2025, we were up in our living room. We were actually watching you live when you said take cover and be in our safe spots. I seen the warning coming. I looked at my husband and said, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and get the kids in the bathroom." He said, "Take cover and be in our safe spots." I continue watching live. That was Halloween of October 31st of 2024, the Prairie Grove tornado. And yeah, it did have a warning initially, and then the warning dropped. And then they issued it after the tornado touched down again. So yes, I do see that. We're putting it, but now it's just a base severe thunderstorm warning. Still doesn't even include our weather coverage area. But yeah, Brooklyn, thank you so much for watching. And just to let you know, that was October 31st, from October 30th through the morning of the 31st. So Halloween morning, at shortly after midnight, and Prairie Grove had tornadoes coming through.
Depending on where you are out ahead of the main line, you may start to see a few raindrops. Clouds are getting soaked.
Yeah, we've been looking at that. This is about 5-10 minutes ago. Yeah, what were you saying?
I was just saying tiny cells out ahead of the line. So depending on where you are, you may start to see raindrops. Not much yet, but it's coming.
Tom says he is risen. He is risen indeed. So we are in the clear in Northwest Arkansas. We're not in the clear in terms of thunderstorms, but as far as the severe weather potential, yeah, I think we're good. Carrie, I'm waiting to take my emergency anxiety meds. It's so slow. You're okay. You're okay. What are positive and negative lightning strikes? That's a great question. Because that's something that, we're showing, and I know what it is, and Davion Leshley might. But so positive and negative lightning strikes have to deal with where they're located within a thunderstorm. So in a thunderstorm, you have charges that are positive and negative.
Yep.
But the positive charges tend to settle up at the top of a thunderstorm. So you have at the anvil positively charged ions, okay? And those protons and electrons and neutrons, remember chemistry and all that stuff, and
the
physical
fun stuff.
Yeah, physics 2 is what it was for
2.
us. Oh man, we would have a professor that would give us like 6 questions for a test. That would be a quarter of your grade.
Oh, I know.
So you miss one question, you already got a B.
That master's degree was physics. Yeah, it was not easy. Just put it that way in layman's terms.
But let me show you what I've got here. I got an example of different types of lightning. So I got a graphic for this.
You're the magnet now.
I know. It's got me. Okay. I think this will do it. Let's see.
Hey.
Yay. Stop. Easy.
Behave yourself.
Yeah. Talk to the hand, because the face don't want to hear it. All right. So here's an anatomy of a lightning bolt, and these are different types of lightning. So first of all, negative charges, basically you have the bottoms of these thunderstorms where the negative charges settle. And at the ground, you have positive and negative charges. The majority of your lightning is typically negative, meaning it starts as a negative charge, goes to a positive. So you have electrons that are beginning to zigzag downward, electrons negative. And as that's happening, the positive charges are trying to come up. And then once those connect to the step leader, that's when you see your lightning strike, and then you have the return stroke, just like that. So the electrical charge essentially runs down to the ground, and then it goes back up into the sky. And if you do a slow motion of lightning, you can actually see this. How do these charges build up? Well, that happens from lightning, ice particles, and water colliding into each other. Just like on a dry winter day, you take your feet and you rub it against the carpet, or my cat too.
Yeah.
Like you pet your cat. Does a bird have static electricity? No, not really in the feathers. They're insulated, are they?
I know my dryer does when I take my covers out.
Oh,
I got shot crazy.
Oh yeah. So you get your you get that you get your cat and you're rubbing it, and then you just see sparks flying everywhere. And then I always would touch my cat in the nose. It would kind of
Gets the
zip,
zoomies
it would
after
zip
this.
back. Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, that's building up charge.
Right.
Just like a thunderstorm has water and ice that collide into each other, and then that builds up your charge. That's what provides the lightning and the charge buildup. And eventually you get the step leaders that go down from the cloud base, which is negative charges. But as you'll see, not all charges are negative. As we get to the tops of the thunderstorms, you get positive cloud to ground lightning strikes. So this happens where the positive charges settle at the top and your negative charge is at the bottom. Notice how that takes a lot longer to travel, more distance to travel, so the amperage has to be more. So that is the difference between positive and negative strikes. And then you have intracloud, which are basically very common.
Yeah.
And then you get cloud to sky, which can happen. And then you get cloud to cloud. But there's a look at the anatomy of different lightning strikes, if you will. Now, Davion and I were kind of talking about this. We'll go back to that warning here in just a bit. But we were looking at this right here. What is heat lightning? So heat lightning, all lightning is hot, right?
Right.
But
he'll hear that and be like, what? Nice.
So heat lightning is when you can't hear the thunder off in the distance. This is because the curvature of the earth, basically the sound eventually strikes the ground and it's too far away to hear it. So sound waves can reflect off the surface. The terrain, the sound waves absorbed by the terrain, and refraction, due to different densities in the atmosphere, the sound waves bend towards the ground. So this is a reason why when thunderstorms are a long ways away, the sound can't reach you, but you can obviously see the lightning. Hence, if you look at some of our WeatherBug Network cameras, and it's hot,
boom,
and you're probably not hearing any thunder from that because it's too far away. Now, you might be hearing in Decatur and Gravette because you're getting a little closer to those lightning strikes and the actual bolts.
We were seeing that out on the terrace and above the deck earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
Also, when I was on a cruise, there was a thunderstorm off in the distance. Man, it was so cool to see that. But you couldn't hear a thing. It was just calm ocean water.
Oh, I know. And a plane, too. How epic is a plane, too?
Yeah.
When you're in a plane and you're seeing all those thunderstorms.
Down in Florida. It's always fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say.
How about this? Hey, Dan, I don't know if you remember my sister Josephine from Subway. Absolutely, I remember her. Her daughter, my niece, finally had her life-saving kidney transplant after being born with kidney failure 3.5 years ago. That's
Nice.
awesome. I love Josephine. She had the best attitude,
Yep.
and she made the best sandwich. And then you had this guy that was at Subway. His name was Sebastian, and he would have the Sebastian special sauce that he would make.
Oh, nice.
And so it was like his own concoction. He's
Yeah.
like, you want that special sauce? And he's like whipping up different stuff. And he's like, you want spicy? You want tart? You want like, what do you want? And he would make it. So,
Awesome.
Emmy, thank you so much. I do know Josephine. I have to get to that Subway. In fact, Josh Rugger and I were talking about it. It's like, gotta say hi to Josephine again. And let me know if she's still working there and if you're still on this stream. My 2-year-old wants to go outside, check every time there is loud thunder. Hopefully he's asleep before the storms arrive. Now that sounds like a 2-year-old that might be a budding meteorologist right there.
Yep.
What do you think Fort Smith is going to do? Well, that can lead into this. We'll take a look here back at Mega Doppler, and I think these storms are looking a lot weaker.
Yeah.
But we still have to watch this right here. You got a descending reflectivity core and a balanced area where maybe that might have a little bit of weak rotation, just a little bit of broad rotation by Shakota, and that's making its way east. And this is just garbage, just absolute rain garbage. Crap vection, which basically means sleep tight.
Yeah.
People setting up on Bentonville Square still.
Yeah, well, it's the Bentonville Half Marathon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is
Starts
what Leslie was talking about here.
Starts early too.
So here's the Bentonville Half Marathon, and there's the setup for the run, and yeah, they're doing all that stuff, and hopefully the wind doesn't come in and blow down these tents. But 7 a.m. might have some trouble here.
A lot of raindrops around 7 o'clock.
What's the speed of the storms right now? I think the parts of northwest Arkansas are moving a whole lot slower.
Along the bow is 40.
40?
Yep.
Okay, so let's check this out. 40 miles per hour. We'll bring this back up. He will sleep through it, but he's got to get to sleep first. Panama, Oklahoma, I think you're going to be, okay. I think it could get a little stormy, but I think you're going to be okay. Oh, that's not what I want. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to go into here. I'm going to bring up the radar. We're going to loop this radar, and let me go ahead and bring this up here on max 1. So here's these cells. And look at all the additional convection popping up. That's great because that'll overwork our environment, and then the severe weather potential is a lot less. So this is the bow right here, and maybe this storm doesn't even remain severe.
No, Steve from Tulsa said they're hoping that maybe this could be the last warning.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Look at that.
And he said the environment is a little less favorable for severe, except the winds aloft are still favorable for some rotation. But right now, the alignment of the winds, like we've been talking about, and storms may not be the best for sustained rotation.
Perfect. Gravit's okay. Yeah, just some rain coming in to grab it.
Check that out.
Panama, Oklahoma. I already told you guys you should be good in LaFleur County. You'll get some wind and stuff, and we'll watch that cell. Joel providing some insight.
And you have
not as
sprites
high
that go up out the atmosphere.
Sprites, yeah.
Today I can see red sprites.
Man, red sprites, blue, and then there's blue jets too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was a video of an astronaut taking video of a thunderstorm from above, and it was awesome.
I bet.
Oh, it was so cool.
Jealous.
Oh, here we go. I was watching that supercell in South Oklahoma earlier. Yeah, Bradley, you know about the Denning Etna tornado.
Oh, wow.
With the bow echo. It absolutely was. And that was a pretty intense cell on May 24th and the 25th, 2011. It happened right at midnight. 2011 was a crazy year.
Crazy year.
So Joel just saying here in distant rumbles.
Just now starting to sprinkle and grab it.
McIntosh County, we said the max wind gust at the office was 18 miles per hour.
Oh, here's the tornado that came through in 2025. That was started around 7 p.m. and night in question. I only remember you saying take cover and be in your safe spots as a touchdown towards Lincoln. That went right through Greenwood. That's the night I was watching you live. Okay, so that was, I know what day that was. That was on May 19th. May 19th of 2025. Because May 18th was the hailstorm that happened in Tawnytown, the one that destroyed Doug's truck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then May 19th was the Greenland tornado. That's the one that you're talking about, Brooklyn. And then that's the one that Josh Rugger said he's getting the ghost train. The ghost train is an area of inflow winds that are really, really close to the center of the tornadic circulation. Mm-hmm. And the reason it's called a ghost train is because a lot of the times you'll see the tornado go past an area, and then all of a sudden you'll see a house get lifted up. Yeah. And it's on the backside of the tornado, not even by the circulation yet. Yep. Or it's already passed by. And that's why it's called the ghost train, because that can literally be an area of winds so strong and you don't see it unless it's condensed with rain or the pressure drops enough where it becomes a cloud.
I was going to say, believe it or not, if you watch tornado videos when they hit a area, once you see it, it's very apparent where the ghost train is.
It absolutely is, and he was seeing it, and it's those horizontal rain curtains. You just don't get it with any other weather phenomenon, and you know there's a tornado nearby. It happened with a Decatur tornado. Yeah. Oh yes, she is still working there. All right, so we got the update on that. I have got to say hi to Josephine. Here's a question from Warrior 790. What about balls of lightning? I've seen one floating along a fence line one time. It went along until it went boom, made me jump. Let me tell you something. When I was a kid, And this is one of the stories that I had. When I was about 5 years old, there was a lightning strike that struck my neighbor's house. Okay. And it was a big boom.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw 4 floating colored orbs. My brother saw it too.
Mm-hmm.
This is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or Brookfield, Wisconsin. There was red, green, orange, and blue. And they floated above the rooftop, and then they dove into, almost like aliens, going into the roof. And I'm not making this up.
Yeah,
and the next thing you know, their TV in the living room exploded from this. So I think I witnessed ball lightning for the first time, but there were different colored orbs, and I had nightmares about this for years. For years.
Yeah.
So ball lightning
I haven't
is
seen
pretty
anything
wild.
that spectacular. I will say though, when I went to we had this church trip where we went to Fort Valley, Georgia. And that was my first time seeing different colors of lightning. Like I've never seen reds and oranges and
you can.
yellows.
There's CGs on Kisser.
Oh yeah, the
Wow.
Kisser
I
cam.
saw a
Dripping
really
Springs.
impressive one,
Okay.
actually.
Let's check this out.
Looking out towards the west. Let's see if we
Sails out in
catch
front.
another one.
So we're looking out west. We'll watch this here. In the meantime, I'll tell you what. Oh, there we go. We got that lightning.
There was another one closer up.
So let me go to here. Let me go to the weather bug cameras. I'm going to keep the camera up because we're going to pop up comments on here. Getting a good lightning show now and grab it. Stillwell's okay. Stillwell, Oklahoma.
Starting to come down in parts of Delaware.
Lots of thunder and grab it. All right. We're watching over you guys. That's right.
Pretty
Wow,
large
huge
storm.
strike and grab it. So we're gonna watch that line. That's a good question. Don't hold on to your phone while it's charging and there's lightning.
Yes. It's plugged
Looks
up.
like we're gonna get some rain in Peter Pender. I don't know if Turd Ferguson is really in Peter Pender. Ooh, there was a good one
That
right
was a
there.
good one.
Blinded me for a second looking out the back door. Go through. I'm late to the game. Is Josh getting Taco Bell? No.
Yeah, he probably couldn't sleep.
Davion, where are you from, man?
Born in New York, but raised in North Carolina, Charlotte, North
New
Carolina.
York City. Remember the? I don't know if you remember the old Pace Picani. Have you ever seen those Pace Picani salsa ads? They're like, this man's made this stuff's made from New York City, and then everybody goes, New York City. It's funny. It's,
yeah,
it's
North
funny
Carolina.
ad. Take that camera off the screen. All right. Just wondering, but why Josh really on much of these lives anymore? So there really hasn't been a need to, Taylor. The storms Thursday morning weren't even severe, barely even rained, honestly.
Right.
So that's why. But I can tell you this: I think next Friday you'll see Josh on a lot more because we got a pretty active weather pattern next week, and we can talk about that. And Josh also works mornings. Yep. But there just really hasn't been anything. Oh, here's also called the ghost train because when it hits you while driving near a circulation, if you don't pay attention to it, he'll give up the ghost. Exactly. That's another reason. Yeah. St. Elmo's fire. Yeah, I've heard about that, and that might have been what I saw, honestly. So this is not a real good lightning show, Leslie. You got the CG, but as soon as I check, I didn't change it yet.
Of course, it's happening behind the tower too.
Right. It's always.
I didn't change it yet.
I do have a recording in case there's anything impressive, but we can probably go to grab it and see what people are looking at.
Yeah, let's look at grab it and see what we got here. See if we get anything. Oh, here we go. He looks familiar. That's what he said. Oh yeah, you can see that. Let's make sure that we're not missing anything as we're looking at a bunch of stuff. Leslie and I, we've been looking at the wow. This is rain. That's it. You can go to bed. Northwest Arkansas, good night. Everybody can go to bed. You go to bed and you go to bed. Yeah, this is just soothing thunderstorms, man. That's it.
Damn, wait till you see this.
Oh boy, we'll look at that. We'll bring that up. I know. That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, you called it.
That's severe weather central right there. Right on my wife and I's anniversary too.
Man.
Did we do weather rate?
Yeah, we did. We're
It's
good.
always happening
Yeah.
on weekends.
Great call though. 11:57.
I know, 11:57. Do you know where your weather rate is? Oh, cool. Thank you so much, Storm Track 360. I've seen some of the stuff you do and do a good job too.
Nice.
Let's see here.
Huh.
Hey, I just joined last chat with another live
What's
about
that,
this situation, all because I want to know because I'm scared.
That area.
This, honestly, you don't have to be scared. This is just thunderstorms. That's it.
I was gonna say,
It'll be noisy. It'll provide some heavy rain. There could be some localized flooding,
that area.
but what you got?
I'm not on Mega Doppler. This is just a normal radar. So
But
I'd
you
have to
tell me,
check
the
that.
one south
Yeah, down south.
by you follow?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, we'll check it out.
Let's see.
We'll look at that. Right there?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. It's behind.
Yeah, it is behind the
Yeah,
line.
that's behind.
That's cold pool dominant.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's not
they're on
gonna
a
do it.
weakening trend. Yep.
That's not going to do it.
Hey, Brandon Lee.
Good night.
Nice. Hope you're well too, man. 3B radio, old school, man.
Nice.
Those are the good days.
Tamara, I just want lots of rain. Yeah, we all do. That drop
I
monitor.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Patrick star screaming. for
Mountain
water.
Bird can go to bed. I think so. Just some thunderstorms. Seriously, you can go to bed? Sure.
Seriously?
If I wasn't a meteorologist, I'd be going to bed. Did you miss the Weather Call Next Gen plug? No, I didn't do that, but I can. Might be a good time for that, actually. I don't think there's going to be many warnings, but this is the Weather Call Next Gen difference right here. So scan that QR code if you want to be added to Weather Call Next Gen. It's $12 per year, but boy, we've had a lot of people sign up and they love it because it takes the guesswork out of everything, man. It really does. Like, you know, I had someone call about a weather radio and it took them like literally an hour and a half to try to figure out how to program the thing.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. Yeah, Davion's looking at the radar while I'm looking around too. Leslie's trying to get lightning shots from.
I'm telling you, there's some good CG on this camera.
You're
Yeah.
getting it still?
Is that dripping screen?
All right, we're gonna bring it back up.
Oh.
Gonna try to
No,
get
there's
one
been,
here.
like, closer ones, I'm telling you.
I believe you. We have soccer tomorrow, so hopefully the rain is out of here sooner rather than later. I think it's going to last
So,
because there's some
It'll be more-
additional energy on the backside.
yeah.
Happy Easter, y'all. Yeah, you too as well, Dina. Happy Easter.
That'll be something that's great about the forecast. Easter Sunday looks beautiful. A little chilly to start off, but beautiful. Highs in the
I
60s.
love Next Gen. Yeah, it's really a great service. And there is a crazy.
What color is lightning supposed to be?
Of course,
Great
when I say
question.
there's good lightning, it's just not as interesting.
Whoa, it's kind of like the clicker earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, when you come in and start watching me, yeah, I'll behave.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's check out Pinnacle.
Rogers.
Like that.
Oh, I believe. Oh, yeah.
Pinnacle Parkway Towers. Now that's looking northwest.
This is a clear camera.
Yeah, that camera's really good. You know, it was down during the May 26th tornadoes, though.
No.
Yes, it was. Yep.
You want me to point Lincoln?
That would have had it. I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been perfect.
Lincoln to the west?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
Lincoln's another good one.
We need to upgrade to more of these higher resolution cameras,
Agreed.
but we can only do so many. Made me feel. I know it does. It's like it's just clunky. How is Southwest Missouri looking? Well, there's that one cell that's severe. We'll take a look at that in just a bit. We're watching it, but it's just not impressive at all. Now, there is something that's starting to rotate down by Longtown, and that is going to be moving more towards northern LaFleur County. So we'll have to watch that area.
Yeah,
That's what you're watching, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that is that persistent circulation that was showing up too. So you can bring those up like full screen. Just do a full screen. Oh, there's a couple CGs. It's still taking a long time to get here, but
It is.
here's what we'll do. We'll bring up Weather 3 streaming computer. There we go.
Boom.
Well, I have one camera shot when you can have this many. Yeah,
This
25.
many.
Are they all working?
I couldn't tell if it was the
Look at that.
Except
25 cameras. Let's go.
nice. Look, they're all lit up the same stripe.
I'll tell you what, these are like
It's like whack.
these are like kids in a daycare. Once you get one under control, it's going to go awry and go nuts
That was a good
and throw
one,
a temper
Kisser.
tantrum and go down. Oh, Kisser was a good one, huh?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
what? Go figure.
Right, as soon as we could.
Oh,
zoom
there
out.
you go.
Oh man.
Which one is that?
Yeah.
Bottom, a second from the bottom. Yeah,
Lincoln.
Lincoln is a good one. That's going to have some amble crawlers, huh? All right, let's bring that up full real quick. Come on, give me a good one. Back in the day, you would program radios for people. I know. You remember that? We did. We had programming events. You still want to see the tornado machine. Have we ever done that on live? I know we've done that on a live before, but we should fire it up for some of you guys. Not tonight, though.
Starting to see rain across Washington, Madison.
Yeah, Joel's talking about May 26th. He said he was driving from Fayetteville to Decatur when Dan said it's headed straight for Decatur, guys. My kids were home with their mom. I got all in Centerton. Oh, that was a good one right there. Yeah, we got that one. We just got that one. When they ripped through the Bethlehem Road area, it was intense, and then drove through the Decatur damage the next morning. Let's get a radar rundown, Jessica. Very good point. Is it safe to get some sleep? Yes, depending on where you're at. So let's look at, first of all, one more camera shot, and then we'll go to Mega Doppler. So, all right, enough of a camera view. Let's get to, and obviously there's no warnings right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at Mega Doppler, and we're going to bring up base reflectivity. So here you go. This is an overview of everything that's happening. We got one severe thunderstorm warning that's left. This line is moving eastward, so this is the reason that we went higher with the rain chances. Let's start zooming in Southwest Missouri, because we had a question about that. We'll work our way from north to south of the line. Got a severe thunderstorm warning that is for the Sarcochi and Mount Vernon area. Sarcoxy, I'm sorry. Sarcoxy. It's been a minute. Mount Vernon and Carthage, Monette. So that storm moving east, and it looks like it's not as strong. Now keep in mind, this is the radar from Fort Smith. All right, working our way southward along the line. This is just thunderstorms. Heavy rain, yes, absolutely coming down and pouring down in the Gravit area. You'll see that on our WeatherBug Network camera. It's just about ready to move in. But notice how there's absolutely no structure. It's just a precipitation-free base, and that's it. And when we go back to Mega Doppler again, you'll get to see right here that, let's go look at some storm relative velocities and see if there's anything in there. There's just absolutely nothing. Well, that's a long ways away from the radar, too. So work our way south.
Enterprise.
Zoom in just a little bit on Delaware County, which is north of Adair. Yeah, right there. I want to go on this line here. So yeah, there's a area. I don't think that's exactly 100% true. Let's see. Go to do a split screen here. Let's do dual mode. So here's dual mode at 12:08. Take the time off the screen. Yeah, there's a lot of individual cells. There's a lot of range folding that's happening. That just doesn't look severe. It's not even severe thunderstorm warned. So, yep. Working your way south, you can see just no rotations. We can just bring back up the reflectivity. There's storms not even severe anymore. Working our way south. One severe thunderstorm warning, and it probably won't last. How long does that go till?
It goes until 12:15.
So just a few more minutes, and then it's gone. And that might be the last warning, unless something ramps up a little bit more. Now let's look at the velocity on that, since this will give us a better view of what's happening. And then we'll get back to our cameras. No, just go to the velocity. Let's see if there's anything to watch on that. Couple areas southeast of Shakota and another area to the southeast of Eufaula, but that's about it. And here's a view of the lightning show. It's not super highly electrified. All right, so bringing back the time.
Continues to watch till 5 a.m.
Yeah, it'll go till 5. I don't think it's going to last that long.
I will say,
All right, just to the east of Enterprise.
So is next Friday setup looking rough? Next Friday is a long time. And this is a good question too. Why is it moving so slow? It's moving slow because the upper level support is kind of lagging back a little bit. Let me show you what I mean. We'll go to the water vapor, and water vapor tells you so much about the weather. So you can actually see here is the upper level support that was a little stronger. There was a lot more drier air aloft, so you had steeper lapse rates, you had greater instability. That's why those storms went nuts over Oklahoma and not necessarily over us. But you will see additional energy kind of kicking eastward, which will continue to fire up storms. That's why that flooding threat will materialize overnight tonight. And then you work your way north. It's kind of interesting, that little scan area that went across. So that really can show you where the energy is. Now, Davion, let's talk about next week real quick, because we just had a question about it.
Let's go ahead and show you.
And this is a pretty large trough of low pressure. So most of next week is going to be totally quiet. However,
fun in the sun.
However, late next week,
right,
big old trough coming in. It's mid-April, and look at that jet stream energy.
Take your scissors and
briefly,
and then
it actually goes negative tilt.
Yeah,
that's a long wave, negatively tilted trough that could lead to a lot of severe weather potential.
And if not, rain, southwest flow.
Yeah,
we got more rain on the way, and we need it. The drought monitor has been screaming for rainfall.
And speaking of the rain, too, this is something. This is something pretty crazy. You got to see this. Unless it's gone, it's a possibility it is gone by now.
Oh, the
high precipitation hazards. There it is.
There it is. And that's right in line with what we're seeing right here.
All right. So let me show you this. This is the Weather Prediction Center. April 11th and April 12th, that's Saturday and Sunday of next week.
Yep.
And they have a high risk of precipitation already.
And if
focused over that area.
And that, look at the jet stream. This is the image we showed you was Sunday, April 12th.
And you can see that right here. And then on top of that, you look at the day 8 to 14 composite. There's that flooding possible right in our area, essentially. And you look at this and look at that large area of heavy rain, and then you got wind and all sorts of crazy stuff happening. That's a big system, and that's going to be a lot to deal with there.
Oh yeah.
Heavy precipitation. This is such a clunky thing. And here is the high risk of heavy precipitation, April 11th and 12th. So anyways, there you go with that. Big old trough coming in.
Yeah. Welcome to
9
April.
a.m. I think is going to be okay. Let's look at some future radar. While Leslie is looking at this, I think his warning is about to be dropped. They may
We'll see.
issue it again. Okay, so let's look at here. So this is the graph 3 kilometer. We're going to bring this up on max 1. You go back to max 2 real quick. Take the camera off the screen. There we go. Here's max 1. And here's the graph. And we move along in time, and there's the line coming in. And look, there's additional rain popping up with that extra energy that's moving in. And yeah, rain continuing throughout the morning, but this is just intermittent rumbles of thunder. That's about it. And then Saturday, 9 a.m., there you go. Rogers is okay. You're good. You can go to bed. This isn't going to be anything
I
for
will say
Northwest
east
Arkansas
of
area.
or west of Braggs.
What?
Keeping a close eye on just that west of Braggs.
Yeah,
the
but
summit.
not in the river, not in Northwest Arkansas. No.
No, we're good.
This warning is no more, but I will say they just issued a special weather statement.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Here's the other timing for the HRRR, which really hasn't been the greatest lately. But I think this is transitioning to a heavy rain event, and I think a lot of that's going to be focused in the river valley. So soothing night with thunderstorms and some rumbles of thunder. Let's look at Gravit now. It should be downpouring pretty good here. Still not. This is taking a long time to get. Oh, that's why. As it is just northwest of Gravit. Still.
Slow moving.
Look at this. There's the cell. Let's do a zoomed in view here and look. All right, so Pineville, definitely some heavy rain coming down. Sulphur Springs, definitely getting some rain, some small hail potentially. Just to the north of Sulphur Springs. Then you got Gravit, Decatur about to get rain. Rain east of Springdale. Look at all these additional showers popping up. And this is going to be just killing the severe weather potential. So that's beautiful. That's just not going to do it at all. In fact, look at the echo tops. It's like nothing. So unless those become isolated supercells, which that doesn't look like it at all. And then you got this area, and that's the end of the warnings, and the line's running northeast to southwest, and I'm just not impressed at all. We will have to watch this area, but that might be the last of the warnings, honestly. Still pretty strong with winds there. They're at 60 miles per hour. So if there's another warning, it would be for southwestern and southern Sequoia County and Haskell, which is where Stigler's at, and then LaFleur. Those would be the counties that would be included in that, in those other warnings if it happens. But man, there's just no rotation at all on the leading edge of this. So let's look at some cameras here, close up. Siloam Springs. This is looking west, right? Yep, they issued a special weather statement. We already talked about that. It's actually not west. It's spun around.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So it was west.
Yeah. We talked about it. I think there will be some rain, but the lightning will be gone by then, so that's good. No warnings in the Chester area. That's the pole. Lots of lightning in Garfield, but no rain. I know. Everything is slow movement. It will eventually move in. We'll do a track on it too.
They're counting on it.
Yeah.
because of the earlier this week, the system just fizzled out.
Windy and thunder in Baldwin. Okay. All right.
Production's having fun.
Yeah, I know. I think everybody can call it a night, though. Okay, here's Decatur. I want to get a good look. Point Decatur northwest. Let's see if we can get any type of structure with this. Oh, you're welcome, Carol. Appreciate you. Just wait. It's going to take a little while to load. In the meantime, while it's loading, we'll look at Mega Doppler. That rain is getting closer and closer to grab it. It's about to be a good old downpour. Here's the deal. Like, this is going to rain, and you can see the stratiform rain starting to develop behind the line,
Yep.
which typically happens and models don't handle and don't show. But is it? Did it finally go?
Finally, yeah.
Presets northwest. And that truly is northwest. So yeah. Nothing.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to Decatur. There's looking northwest, and
Oh man.
yeah, you can see a ragged base. That was actually we got a good shot of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ashley. Right at the time.
Perfect.
No, don't think it's worth it. People are joining the stream now, though. We got a lot of people jumping on there, but just because
It's getting loud.
yeah, it's getting loud, and they're like, what is going on here?
Why is there red on the radar?
It's not even it's not even severe.
Even Springfield said things are generally trending down.
Yeah.
Not expecting to warn downstream at this time.
Perfect. So the line runs
I mean, you
northeast
could
to
see where it's
southwest. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they are weak sauce, and I will continue to stay on them for a little while. Not the entire night. Not the entire night. Nope. Getting a little out in Kansas, Oklahoma. Oh, yeah, let's take the camera and move it a little bit more to the right because we can see some of that. We're finally getting some structure where we see a base, and that's about it. Yes. Here's the problem, though, Tina. When you have kids or babies that don't like thunderstorms, or you have pets, dogs that bark or get scared, that's when you can't sleep as well. But if your family and everything else enjoys thunderstorms and it's not severe, tornadic, that is the best. I agree.
Out on the porch watching the light show when it's far away.
So this is a question right here. Out of curiosity, I want to say 2017, did a tornado ever touch down and grab it? There have been some tornadoes and grab it. There was one that touched down and hit the food plant, McKee food plant, food factory, if I'm not mistaken. And as a matter of fact, we'll take a look here, and I can bring it up. We can look. I don't remember that exact date, but it is something that I do remember. There was a tornado in Gravette, and it hit that food factory. Let's go here. No, that's not the one. Is this it? 91? Nah, that's not it either. Maybe it was the one in Gentry. 2008. Oh yeah, I remember January 7th, 2008. That was a crazy day. I know you can't see any of this, but let me show you here. Yeah, I'll share this tab instead. Okay, so this is right here. This is a look at Tornado Archive, and we are looking at essentially Western Benton County and some of the previous tornadoes. This one right here was 2016, and this was in the early morning. I remember this. That was a QLCS tornado, touched down basically just east of Decatur and continued east all the way into Centerton. Yeah, this was the EF2 anticyclonic tornado on the south side of Decatur. This was January 7th, 2008. That was a big tornado outbreak. Here's the Gentry tornado, 2015. That one went through pretty close to the Wild Wilderness Safari. In fact, there was some damage there. And May 22nd, 2011, that was the Joplin tornado, essentially, night. And I think this was also May 20. Here's West Siloam Springs. There's May 27th, real short one. So we had our own tornadoes that we were dealing with, and
22nd.
Yeah, and this isn't perfect either, but it shows the amount of tornadoes. Now this one right here was March 12, 2006. That was a pretty bad one that came through. And then where was that one by Gravett? So this was in 98, but that's obviously not the one. It still hasn't rained in Decatur yet. Let's see if Gravett's got some. There we go. It's raining now. And
there it is.
Here, let me bring that up full, and you can see what we're looking at here. Getting pretty good lightning in Avoca. Yeah, that was an F3 on March 12, 2006. That was a pretty wicked tornado. You know, Brittany, that is a good question. I think it is possible. It hasn't happened, but anything's possible, unfortunately. I think it could happen. Even though we have the terrain and we have Northwest Arkansas with the Ozarks and stuff like that, it's still possible. It's tough, though, because the ingredients don't really favor it with our terrain and everything.
Yeah.
This cold front has really taken over the entire system.
Yeah.
There's nothing worth noting at this point.
Yep.
At all.
So I'll go till 1 o'clock in the morning on this stream. That's another half hour, maybe even less. But we can send everybody home.
I'll look it up.
Yep.
I'll take off the mics too.
Well, we got to watch this part of the line, but do you think?
I mean, the cold front has really been pushing up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. Nice. So, love it. If you need to know a historic tornado, ask the man, the guru, Dan Scoff. Oh, that was a good lightning there.
The almanac.
You just got thunder and lightning. I know there's some cells that are popping up out ahead of it, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit of thunderstorms popping up ahead of the line. Not supercells. Yeah, Gravett's getting some rain. Decatur's getting some rain. Let's put this into motion. You'll get to see it moving. It's almost like I can't even track it because it's moving east. But, you know, here we are almost at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's knocking on our doorstep. So I'd say pretty good extrapolation of the storm.
What have we here?
What? That's not right. There's additional cells popping up out ahead of it, so that looks like rotation. But is there a wind threat in Benton County? I mean, there'll be some gusty winds, but
Here and there.
Yeah, we're not talking about widespread severe.
Yeah. That's even what the outlook said in the latest MCD.
let's go through a tour here of our weather camera. So Alma. What's going on there? It's not supposed to be there. All right. Cooper Elementary. I guess that does that transition for every single one. Sorry, I don't really want that, but that's what it does. I'll fix that. The Bentonville Square. Boonville. See if we can see some lightning off in the distance from Boonville looking west. Nope, way too far away from those storms. Decatur, it's finally raining.
Pouring.
Heavy rain off to the west too.
Background music too. All this lightning.
Yeah? Some Enya? Get copyrighted again? How about this right here?
It's muted over there.
Yep. DistroKid is in Bolivia has removed your stream from 14 different countries. Yeah. Who put that? Don't you want to be put to sleep? Leslie's gonna fall asleep right now. Now that hail can't be big. It's got to be pea size. Here's Kessler Mountain. Some lightning off in the distance. Mount Sequoia looking west. Storms aren't even close to us yet. In Fayetteville. Miss Laura's looks like Close Encounters of the Third Kind with a UFO landing. Fort Smith Public Library. Ooh, Hosey. Now we're talking. Let's see if we can get it. Is that pointed the right way? Is that pointed south? Go west. Go west, young woman. Okay. Yep, had to move it a little bit. Yeah, the tower. It's always right where the tower is.
Never fails. Look at the rainbow. Yeah.
Here, we'll play some different music. Oh, Whitney Mountain Lodge is down. No surprise there. Grab it. Oh, that was good. I got that one. I got it. I'm gonna grab it. Finally raining. Like I said, though, we're not concerned about severe potential or anything like that. Exactly. You could do the audio AI weather updates. No, they do not. They are just literally convective cells, and that's it. The energy's lifting north, so the upper level support, yeah, there's forcing along the front. The upper level support is lifting north. Now, this is a slow moving line, so I will say that the heavy rain potential is definitely there. No, every single person can go to bed. I know exactly. Gaither? Neither. Huntsville is airport. Huntsville Middle School. That's looking south. Or north. That's looking north. Northwest. Yeah. About where the wall cloud would be.
Right.
Oh, what happened to Kisser?
That one is more like west.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm going to take Lincoln. Oh, yeah. What timing. Perfect. Mount Magazine, shrouded in clouds.
I was about to say.
Cartwright is dark. P Ridge, that's gonna have some lightning. That's gotta. I'm gonna wait for that. Yeah, Morgan. She said, I spent all night in the ER with my baby and just got home. Yes, you can go to bed. You don't have anything to worry about. Some rain, some thunderstorms. Now, let me say this. If you live by a creek, there's potential that it floods. So we just want to let you know about that. But, yeah, the flash flooding will be definitely a potential threat, because this line's moving so slow. But it is moving, so that's good. And it's not going to last super long. But, man, coming down in the Gentry area. So let's show. Ooh, that's some heavy rain. Starting to come down in Gentry now. This is Gravit.
Good.
Like, how bad I have a creek in my backyard. There could be, you know, if your house floods when you have a really, really heavy rain, that's a possibility. But thankfully, it's not going to last super long. So, starting to come down in the Avoca area. Let's look at the Rogers camera here. Now, this is pointed northwest. Let's put that. West is going to get blocked, but we could go kind of southwest. None of this is severe. Let's go northwest. Northwest, we should get some lightning. Also, too, music is making you sleepy. I know, me too. Yeah, that is northwest. All right, let's look at light. Let's look at this.
Watch, it will be nothing now that we switch to.
Oh no. We'll do some different music now.
3, 2.
Is it mute again?
Nope. When you watch it, it's whack-a-mole. It's on his. Oh,
there we go. Oh, there's a heavy rain coming into Fayetteville now on the leading edge of the line. So this is beautiful. Check this out. This is all just a giant cluster of storms.
Not really.
Okay, can you give Can you shout out the have you guys ever seen a slight chance of a wall cloud that good Fortnite EF6? So let me tell you something here. My son on Fortnite showed me the mods, and he made a weather mod, and the tornado weather mod, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
The wall cloud that develops and the supercell that starts rotating in not necessarily Fortnite, but this is in the Minecraft. The Minecraft mods.
Okay. Yeah, I was like,
not Fortnite. Yeah,
Roblox has like a
That's so funny. Rugger and I were talking about it the other morning.
the mods for Minecraft.
Yeah, he
The
said
tornado is really good.
Yeah, he said like that's like the first mod on any game that has like caused his PC to like heat up a little bit.
Yeah.
With the fan running, like it requires a lot of power.
It does.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of power. Now, there's some good storm chasing games too. Like if you guys ever played Outbreak before,
Is that the one on Roblox?
OUTBRK Outbreak. It's really good. It's got that's not Roblox.
I saw someone on there do like a
Roblox is twisted.
it was like an EF10 tornado and like
Yeah, I know.
they couldn't drive.
It's pretty crazy. Let's scoot over this way, but to be honest, I'll get into the
Wedge
camera.
was the size of
But Outbreak's cool. Twisted is cool. Roblox, my son's playing that all the time.
yeah.
That's got some cool stuff. They got like Doppler on wheels, and you can spawn that in, and the Dominator and all that stuff. So, yeah. Why was I talking about that?
Someone brought it up.
Yeah.
Someone brought it up. That's right.
Where is Weber's?
Weber's Falls is west of Fort Smith, just west of Sequoia County. So just keep zooming in west of Gore. Keep going in. Go farther west. Keep going farther west. And it should be on there. Let's see here. It might be not just showing up. There it is right there. Weber's Falls. What was someone mentioning? Never mind. All right. So
Outbreak has optimization.
it does.
Yeah,
It does.
probably, yeah.
No, I have not. I have to see that. Go check that out.
Wait, what did they say?
Hmm?
Someone said something about KWA. Couldn't see.
Oh, let's look.
Did you find 10 p.m.? Oh.
Oh yeah. 10 p.m. newscast.
Yeah.
We're not doing any severe weather coverage.
Yeah.
The tornado game in Roblox. Have you seen the newest Doppler trucks that they unveil? I did not.
I have not.
But I know that they have Raptors. They have the Raptor Doppler trucks. I didn't know they unveiled them in games, though. That's cool. So the University of Oklahoma has some Doppler trucks. But because Dan is undefeatable. All right, let's go back to the radar real quick. Just give you a quick view of Mega Doppler as you're looking. And yeah, I don't think there's really much of a circulation coming in. But Weber's Falls, you want to know a story about Weber's Falls? A horrifying story about Weber's Falls. Zoom in a little more west of Gore.
Sounds like the
So this was a story that actually hit home, really, really close to home. Go back to that without the radar. Zoom in.
Okay.
Do you see I-40? No, without the radar. Like take the radar off. So at the very top, you'll see a button to the left of the green triangle. Right there. See I-40 when it crosses what's called the Arkansas River, or oops, hold on. That was me that did that. No, that's south of Weber. There's I-40 right there. So this bridge right here, back in the day, and someone might remember this, that bridge collapsed. Hold on. Why isn't the webcam popping up? That bridge collapsed because a barge ran into the support. So with the bridge that collapsed and people were driving on I-40, they didn't know because it goes up like this, and a lot of people drove off the bridge, which is the bridge collapse was absolutely horrific. Now, here's the thing that's crazy. My wife's family is from Booker, Texas. My wife and her
Yeah,
family
yeah.
from Booker, Texas,
Mhm.
and they killed a lot of people. And also, there was a horse trailer that a couple with their horses ended up dying in that. They were from Booker, Texas, so they actually knew them, and they were on their way traveling
How long ago
over.
was this?
So this was several years ago. I want to say 2 decades ago. Someone could probably look it up, but it was unbelievable.
Yeah, there it is.
2002.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. May 26th. Another May 26th. Check this out. This was awful. The barge hit the bridge and it just collapsed. And I wonder how many people died. 14, injuring 11. And the bridge is pretty high up off the ground too. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how tall it was.
yeah, Robert S. Kerr Reservoir. It was, man. But you said Weber's Falls, and it reminded me of that. What? Okay, so April knows they left Old Fort Days barrel racing, headed home. Kay was the owner of the horses. Wow.
Wow.
I actually know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they had been in the barrel race. The Raptors are the one I was talking about. Yeah. So they have released them. I don't believe the house on May 26th. That's pretty much right. Okay, back to something much less scary. Go back to here. That was a major news story, though. That's
not.
Nah.
That is not.
No.
By Vian. Got to watch that maybe a little bit. Go back and let's do the split screen so we
Okay.
can see the reflectivity on the. No, see, there's other cells out ahead of it.
Ahead of it, yeah.
That's not.
I don't see a little bit of a descending reflectivity core. We'll have to watch that. Doesn't look severe storm potential will be possible in the river valley still though with that line. It's just something to watch. What I think we got to watch is west of Kyoto. Do you see that? That's along the leading edge line. It's just starting, but that's something that we have to watch. So honestly, everything in Northwest Arkansas, we're good. I mean, you can go to bed. This is all just garbage. I think that was
that was a car. Never mind.
loud car and thunder both.
Yeah.
What in the world was that?
Good old Dixon Street.
Yep. So no severe, no severe, no severe. Rain coming down in Bella Vista right now. No severe. Siloam Springs, no severe. All of Washington County, no severe. This right here.
Severe outlook.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I was looking at. Going back to Mega Doppler again, or actually this one right here. So go back to the reflectivity. So this is the one part of the line that we got to watch, but it's still not super impressive.
Steve Piltz said fairly strong low-level wind shear exists in the Arkansas River Valley that will encourage some circulations on the line of storms, a result for some potential for an isolated tornado or damaging wind gusts.
Yep. So we still have to watch this part in the river valley, as always.
Yep.
So who can't go to bed? Well, I'll draw the area right here. I'll let you know. It's going to be right here. It's a very small area. It's coming right for the Fort Smith area. There might be a warning that gets sparked from that. We'll see how it goes. But there's the time of that. Fort Smith just before 1:30. That's exactly what we had earlier, and we're still here. What?
How does that look? South of Cookson. I mean, I know there's reflectivity out. But...
Yeah, it's out ahead of it. What is that?
Is that? No.
There's nothing.
Oh.
thunderstorm watch.
So it's a severe thunderstorm watch, and they issued what's called a WCN. I didn't know that causes the weather radio to go off.
The floor.
Huh.
Extend the severe thunderstorm watch.
I didn't know.
Okay, that was thunder.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
thunder.
Vehicle.
Right. We got that one right. I can't tell. I can't tell.
Oh, whoa. I'm typing this up here to the weather office.
Thoughts?
That's something that we got to watch right there.
Yeah. That's what.
Did production leave?
Production would leave.
Oops. Yeah, it's gone.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not gone. That's something we got to watch. Here, I'm going to show you who we got to watch for. And this is along the leading edge of that line.
Balanced regime.
Yep, it is. It's balanced. It's running north and south. It's got a circulation on it. Yeah, that's something we got to watch. Let me show you here on Mega Doppler. So this area that's north of Marble City, that's moving into southern Adair County, and the trip that's northwest of Stillwell, I don't believe that TBS. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him back. So these two areas right here, it's balanced, and there could be some shear. There's a pretty good shear boundary. Notice nothing over northwest Arkansas, but farther south, that's a little bit more interesting. No, nothing for Westville. Hey, Keith, give me a ring.
Should I reach out to Christina?
What? Yeah. Yeah, we got to watch that. Hey, Keith, there's a storm that's kind of looking a little more interesting that's moving towards Adair County, and we might have to do something about it. So, sorry. It's right now. It's happening right now. It's in our county. It's in our area, so we got to watch that. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, ma'am. Bye. Can you? Because I'm busy on the live stream, so if you can let them know, that'd be good. Okay, thanks, ma'am. Bye. Okay, so Lincoln, I'm going to take this camera. I'm going to point it. I don't know if we have a point at Southwest.
Dan, do you need Christina to come in too?
He's contacting. Yeah, I don't like that area, southwest of Stillwell at all. And look at how it's balanced along the leading edge of the line. You can tell that part of the line is stronger.
That's the
now,
part I was
granted,
at. It's hard to.
Do we have the right storm motions on here? We might not.
On this
so
radar,
let's see.
It still looks.
Oh yeah,
something.
it is.
Yeah,
it is. That's right. Yep, there's the storm motion right there.
There you go.
Are you texting Christina?
Yeah, I text her. She's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to keep.
Yeah, TBS.
Got to keep a close eye on that. It's
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah.
issued.
And that's for that. That's for that cell. Okay, so we got a severe thunderstorm warning.
Tornado possible.
Yep.
it is.
So here's Mega Doppler. This is what we're watching is this cell right here, north of Marble City, southwest of Stillwell. The northern part of the line is not as strong, but anything that's running north and south is a little more. You got to hit it twice. And you're going to see the severe thunderstorm warning pop up on the screen here real soon. Here's the location of it. Let's turn on some lights here. I think we're going to have some stuff here with this cell.
Yeah.
The cell is cranking up.
On. Yep.
For sure. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. Anywhere along the leading edge of that line looks a little bit stronger. That's in the river valley, so northwest Arkansas isn't having the storms, but it is in southern Adair County. That cell we have to watch very closely. Hopefully additional storms will pop up, kill this source of rotation. But at the moment, we're looking at definitely something that could be developing near Bunch. And our WeatherBug network camera. Yeah, there's your severe thunderstorm warning.
Tour possible on it.
So Alma's not safe to go to sleep yet because the line is going to be coming in. Let me show you a better view and then we'll track it for you. But here's a look at the cell that's moving east. And the storm motion on this line is moving east at 50. So it's actually sped up a little bit, which makes sense considering the upper level support's coming in. So here's the line. I'm going to draw that line. I'm going to move it eastward. And over the next hour and a half, this is where it's going to be headed. So Fort Smith still expected that to hit a little before. Let me move it east because that's actually too far behind. Fort Smith a little after 1:30 in the morning. And there's a look at the storm moving east at 50. The area of circulation that we're watching very closely on this is this cell that is just to the southwest of Bunch. This is the area of rotation that has been persistent and that we continue to watch. And that's right on the back edge of the line, and that's moving more easterly. Yeah, and it's also running north and south. So that is something that we have to watch very closely.
That latest scan looks tighter than the last one.
Yep. I believe that this could be prompting tornado potential here real soon. All right. This is why we don't let anything go until the storms are totally over. You know?
Yep. Rugger is up. He texted.
Yeah. He's probably watching that cell too.
Oh yeah, that's
all right. Stand by here.
Velocity is starting to normalize. Yep. So here we go. If you are in,
just never can let your guard down with these cells. Huh? You can't let your guard down with these cells, especially in this type of environment.
This is Adair County, or will be Adair County pretty soon.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a cluster, but it's got definitely has shear associated with it. So
latest scan, yeah, it's even stronger. The latest velocity scan just came out.
Mm-hmm.
Still strong rotation. That's the thing about those. They can ramp up and then next scan, hard to look at. And then the next scan is back. You just never know. But it's trying.
Box 1. I think that's routed wrong. But anyways, yeah, so here we are. We got a little shot of the weather lab. We're getting ready for potential severe weather coverage. Look at both of those circulations now ramping up.
Yeah.
The low-level shear has definitely increased in the river valley. There is absolutely no doubt about this. There you get to see that area rotation southwest a bunch. Southern Adair County, that's going to be something to watch.
Southern Adair County. It's right along that balanced regime that we were talking about. And it's, here we go. Is your IFB good? You have a clip one? Okay.
I'd rather have the mic on first before I put on my
Fair.
Yeah, hopefully that dies. Latest scan looks slightly stronger. Yeah. We should look at while we're doing this and while you're watching this, Davion,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look at the SPC hourly amount and meso analysis and
Okay.
see what we've got
Yep.
with the latest information. So I'll share this tab instead. Now, obviously, since we've got warnings now, we went into severe weather mode, going into the weather producer severe weather mode, so you can get to see all that information on the screen. But severe thunderstorm warning until 1:30. Confidence builders and nudgers are there. We got the descending reflectivity core.
We do.
We got a developing potential
Latest
QLCS mesovortex.
About to get this latest velocity scan in a second.
It's coming in real soon here. So there's areas here. Summers.
That looks, yeah.
Summers is going to be a little closer to the system. So we're going to watch this, Abby, for you, but it's right along that leading edge of the line by Highway 59. No surprise there. You're fine, Taylor. There's nothing going on there. We're more concerned about what's happening farther south. All this is thunderstorms. Let me show you here real quick. Just want to go to Max 1 here. So here's Max 1, and here's all the storms that are in northwest Arkansas. Not a big deal. Just rain and thunderstorms. Because look, if we go to the velocity signature, you'll see there's nothing to be concerned about at all. A boundary that's coming through, but then you come down here and all of a sudden you start to see this running north to south, and it's a little more impressive with the circulation right there showing up. And there's INX that shows up, and so look, there's not even severe thunderstorm warnings for that cell.
Steve said there are several small circulations on the segment of the line, southwest Adair County, northeast Haskell County.
Yep. And also to the southwest. Now our best visual, which probably won't be much, is going to be from Lincoln. So we'll be able to see maybe within those cells, maybe a little bit of a structure of the cell. So Roland is going to be north of the circulation. The circulation is going to be north of Roland. Yeah. They're watching that area rotation. I am too as well. All right, here's the deal. We're going to do a track on this because we haven't done that, and people are concerned and worried, and we just want to show you what we're looking at. And if we look at the area of rotation with the shear track, and I'm going to bring this up on Max 2 or Max 1. Yeah, there's a lightning.
Yep.
It's getting a little noisy out there. Here's the area of rotation. You can see it that's showing up as it's entering into southwest Adair County. Notice how when we zoom out, there's absolutely nothing elsewhere. So that is the severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. You'll see that populate on the screen. It goes until 1:30. The storm is moving east right now at approximately 50 miles per hour. So we will do a track on the most dangerous portion of the storm, moving it at 50 miles per hour. And we will show you the areas that are expected to be impacted. So here you go. Moving northeast, that is going to be in southern Washington County and northern Crawford County. So there's those areas. Devil's Den, if you're at Devil's Den State Park, that's something you have to watch for. Chester at 138, Winslow at 142. That's where that area rotation is crossing. I'm looking at something here.
Yeah, latest scan not as impressive,
Yep.
but still something to watch.
Yeah, it has weakened a little bit. Back to our Lincoln Weatherbug Network camera to try to get any type of view of any structure. Now I've got to take the camera and point it southwest a little bit more from Lincoln. Oh, no, lightning's popping now, though, Aleshley.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah. So there's the path of the cell. We'll go back to it. We'll show you what we're looking at. Yeah, the circulation's definitely a lot less, so that's good.
Yeah, it is.
Just that part of the line that runs north and south that we have to watch.
Talked about it all night.
Yep.
Okay, latest radar scan makes me think it's still weakening. We'll get the velocity scan here and quickly afterwards. But then look at Stillwell.
Yeah.
It's that whole balance part.
The whole line is balanced up and down across the line. So we can show you this on Mega Doppler. We've got that pulled up on Max 1.
Yeah,
what we'll do is, in the meantime, we'll get that off of the. I just want to kind of show you we're getting ready in the weather lab for potential coverage.
Yeah, so we had that original areas like just to the southwest of Greasy, approaching Highway 59.
Super windy in Stillwell, so you're getting on the leading edge of the line. Thank you so much for letting us know, because there's that line coming right through. It's going to be a pretty dramatic wind shift too.
Yep.
I know. Who selects the radar sites? I wish there was one around Poto. It could be cycling. Can always be cycling.
Right.
Meaning increasing in intensity and then decreasing. And what I don't like, I'll show you what I don't like about this cell is as we're on right here, it's this area right in here by Greasy and north of Stony Point. How that runs kind of northwest to southeast. That's where I'm concerned about, because that is perfectly balanced with the line.
Yeah. That's just to the east or west, I should say, of 59.
So here's the hourly meso-analysis. 0 to 3 kilometer cape has increased ahead of the line. No surprise there. That's why we're looking at the potential for, notice how that is non-existent over northwest Arkansas. We'll pull this back up and let it load. They just stopped populating here. Hold on. Let me refresh this. All right. So, yeah, there's a 0 to 3 kilometer cape and a nose of it that's extending out into the river valley. We look at the 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear. It's at 35. There's 35 knots. So it's strong enough. It's just, it might be just barely not meeting the criteria, which is why it ramps up and then it dies out. So it's not quite perfectly balanced, but it's pretty close. And then we look at this, and here's the theta E difference. So, and we take the radar off, and you can really see those shear vectors right there. 25 knots, 25. It's not perfectly line normal, guys, but it's close. Especially if it runs northwest to southeast. So
strong winds over in Stillwell.
Yeah, Stillwell's getting some really strong wind.
Strong rotation on Enrock.
Right on the leading edge.
Yep. And then look at, man, that again. This entire area, yeah. Honestly, just like Chad is saying,
Let's see here.
multiple areas of.
I'm gonna look northwest by Town. Yeah, you can see a little bit of an area right there that's coming through Lowell that we have to watch along the leading edge of the line. So there is some areas of rotation there too. Let's take Roger's camera and point it southeast. Let's see if we can see anything on that. Looks like the upper level support has arrived, huh?
You betcha.
Okay, let me go to, let's look at that from Rogers. So this is looking southeast, obviously over Topgolf. And this would be looking right at that area. Yeah, look at it. You can see the rain curtains coming down. That is cool. Look at that heavy rain, man. That is a downpour. And we'll see if those rain curtains are rotating slightly. So that is something that we got to watch. Very weak, but broad rotation. And that's what's happening near Lowell.
Yep.
Look at that. And look at the area near Salisaw now, too. That's something definitely to watch. And in fact, that might be
there's no cells out in front of that either.
The greatest potential for tornadoes.
Yeah, there's nothing in front of that. Unlike everywhere else.
Let's go back to the radar here. We're looking at some different cameras just to kind of get a visual.
Ooh, yeah.
1 a.m. madness. U.S. Highway 64, that's Salisaw.
Ooh, tornado warning.
There it is.
Is it?
There's a tornado warning.
For Salisaw?
Yep.
Yep, there it is.
That's the one. Yep. Okay.
Let them know.
Are they here?
Yeah, they're here.
Okay, let's do it.
Tornado warning.
Tornado warning?
Yep.
Okay, guys, stand by. We're going for tornado warning. It's going to be popping up here real soon. And this is for Sequoia County for that one cell that's coming towards Salisaw. We knew that we were seeing that. That was looking pretty impressive. Stand by. And I'm going to be on Max 1, Leslie. You're going to do the tracks on Max 2.
Okay. I'm on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Let me turn this on.
Yep.
As soon as that populates on the screen,
there it is.
There it is. Let's go to it. But Max 1 is not loading. Hold on.
Says storm motion from morning. All right, there we go.
Yeah, come on, load. It's black. We'll just go to Max 2 for now until that loads because it's not loading. All right. Yep. Hi, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff, Meteorologist Davion Huggins, and Leslie Castro. We've been tracking these storms on Facebook live stream all the way in central and eastern Oklahoma. We do have a tornado warning, though, now for Sequoia County. Just got issued. We were looking at that storm. The ingredients are starting to ramp up, and the QLCS tornado potential is there. Let's take Max 2 here real quick. I'm going to have to reboot Max 1. Leslie, take us through this track and this tornado warning.
Yes, so this storm is moving at 25 miles per hour, and right away, immediately, if you're near Seven Oaks, Salisaw, you guys need to be in your safe place, and moving on towards 120 in the morning, Central High School. Again, it's a slower moving tornado warning, or tornado, I should say, even though it's radar indicated, but you still want to be taking your cover and finding your safe place at this current time. So Hanson at 122, Maple 131, all the way to Bellefonte by 144, and then Short by 154 in the morning, and then Uniontown 2 in the morning to be direct. So of course, make sure to find your safe place as soon as possible during this time.
Yeah, this looks like it's heading towards, this is State Highway the 4600 block, I should say, of State Highway 101. There it is, State Highway 101. So this will be moving to the east over towards Atkins, Long, Remy, those counties. If you're underneath this tornado warning, you need to take shelter immediately, because this is what we're watching. And there's multiple little rotations up and down this area of balanced regimes that we're watching. So we'll keep a very close eye on this. But again, if you're underneath this tornado warning, definitely want to head to your safe place immediately.
All right, I think I got Max 1 back loaded as soon as it pops back up. And it went out just before this tornado warning was issued, unfortunately. But along the leading edge of this line, any line that's running north to south, as Davion mentioned, balanced, and that has that potential to produce a tornado. The strongest circulation, but there are others, but the strongest circulation now, as you mentioned, is moving towards Bellefonte and continues northeast into eastern Sequoia County. All right, let's go ahead and bring up Mega Doppler on the wall, and we'll take you through some of the things that we're looking at, not only along that leading edge of the line, but also moving into northwestern Crawford County. We can also hear the rain coming down, and we will give you a broad view because we got a lot of people that are joining the stream from all over northwest Arkansas, as well as parts of the River Valley. But right here, that's the most dangerous portion of the line. Notice how there's no other cells out ahead of it. Davion was talking about that. You got a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, and then in the smaller area, a tornado warning for that part of the line. All the activity in northwest Arkansas is not severe, so you don't have to worry about that except for this part of the severe thunderstorm warning. But here is the tornado warning east of Sallisaw. It's just now east of I-40. We should be able to get some iDrive Arkansas cameras in the control room, by the way, and be able to look if they're pointed west right before you cross into the state line. But I-40 right now experiencing that tornado warning for Sallisaw, and that storm's moving east. Earlier, it was moving at about 50 miles per hour. Here's the area of rotation that we have to watch. That area of rotation, notice how it's kind of running more northwest to southeast. That is balanced, meaning that you have a shear and a cold pool regime. They're both balanced. You got an upright updraft. That's why you have that tornado potential with this cell as it moves eastward. But there's the circulations, and if we work our way north of the line, there are embedded areas of rotation too that we'll have to watch. As of now, this is kind of falling apart some, but their type of environment that we have, any one of these areas could ramp up and prompt an additional tornado warning. We would continue to work our way northward. You can see a little bit of an area of circulation that was just to the east of Springdale. I was watching that too on our WeatherBug Network cameras. You can kind of see the rain curtains slowly rotating, but that's not strong enough to prompt tornado potential. So we're going to go back here to Max 1. I'm going to show you right here as we look at that tornado warning. Now we're bringing up the wide view, and then we're going to take a look at this cell with the tornado warning. So first of all, severe thunderstorm warning, that is with the tornado possible. That goes until 1:30, and then within that area, you got until 1:45, that severe thunderstorm warning, and that's prompted the tornado warning as well. Here's a look at the shear as we've been watching this, Davion and Leslie, and this has been pretty persistent shear. Notice how that really cranked up too as it was approaching Sallisaw. So in this type of environment, these circulations can develop rapidly, and then they can dissipate rapidly. So Leslie, let's do another track on this on Max 2, and we'll get to see exactly where this storm is headed, so you know when you can prepare for it and take shelter.
Yes, I do have it pulled up already. So if you guys want to go ahead and pull up Max 2 in full so that I can show you the path for that. Central High School at 1:22 in the morning, you guys, well, it's a high school, but regardless, if you live around that high school, you definitely want to make sure you are in your safe place. And then by 1:33, Maple, 1:45, Remy, and 1:54, a lot of schools that are on this list. In fact, you have Blue Mouse School at 1:54, for example, Rena Elementary School at 2:07, and then Van Buren by 2:10. Again, the storm is moving at 25 miles per hour, so a little bit on the slower side, but you still want to go ahead and use that as your lead time to make sure you get into your safe spot.
Yeah, I wanted to add to that really quickly. Just looking at the latest velocity scans, it's multiple areas of strong winds. There's actually a report of gusts of over 55 miles per hour in Sallisaw. But what we're seeing right now is that it's not as tight of a culprit as it was that prompted the tornado warning. However, there are still elevated velocity scans that could ramp up any moment. Again, these are very fast moving, that's developing storms, I should say. And we're getting the latest velocity scans on that, and we'll let you know what it looks like. But again, if you're anywhere in the polygon, you need to be taking your tornado safe place or heading to your tornado safe places immediately.
Yeah, something to watch. I mean, and in this type of environment, we still have those rapid rotations that could develop. Here's a look at some of our WeatherBug Network cameras, and not only is the rain coming down really heavy, but also quite a bit of lightning as well. And with that tornadic warning storm, here you can hear some of the rumbles of thunder and see the lightning at the same time. So it is going to be a noisy one in northwest Arkansas, and we know you're concerned about tornado potential, but that is only focused in Sequoia County and potentially maybe Adair County if those storms start to ramp up as well. Speaking of that, let's go back to Mega Doppler. We've got a split screen view. This is an area of rotation that we have to watch. Notice how that cell looks a little bit stronger. It's running kind of north to south. There's a lot of confidence builders as well as nudgers that prompt potential tornado development. You're seeing the rear inflow jet with the rear flank downdraft that's starting to develop, brighten up a little bit there. There's the area of rotation that could prompt a tornado to touch down. We aren't seeing anything at the moment. And I don't know, Davion, if you've been looking at the correlation coefficient to see if you can see that at all as well. But
yeah, nothing too impressive with it
Yeah.
on CC drops right now. But again, that could change with a moment's notice.
Exactly. I mean, if there's something that touched down, it would be debris lofted in the air, which means it's already on the ground. You can see those colors brightening up. So maybe that rotation's starting to increase a little bit more. This sometimes can take 15, 20 minutes, before it actually produces or puts down a tornado. So that's why the Weather Service issuing that warning, that does start to look very suspicious right there. And wow, that circulation really starting to ramp up now even more.
It really is. And these are strong winds that are flowing in close to and then back towards the radar. So again, if you're in this tornado polygon underneath this tornado warning, definitely want to be in your safe place immediately. And we're keeping a close eye on just to the north of that as well. This is over towards Evansville, down towards Bell. That's another area where there could be a quick spin up of a tornado or so. So we're going to keep a very close eye on these storms as they continue to move off to the east.
That's an area where tornadoes can develop as well. Let's do this. Instead of doing the split screen, because we're looking at reflectivity and velocity, let's just do one panel and let's do storm relative velocity. And then we're going to zoom in and we're going to plot some streets on here on Mega Doppler. So let's do it on the tornado warned storm part in Sequoia County. So we're going to zoom way in and we're going to get some views here of some of these roads. So I want to see the actual circulation centered in the screen, and let's go and take a look at some of these areas that could be having a tornado touchdown here soon. Remember, this is radar indicated. So here's the block number that you can see. So we're looking at the 107,000 block, also to almost 108,000 of North 4750 Road. South of Maple, south of Liberty, be taking your tornado precautions. This could be a developing tornado. Roland as well, and north of Muldrow. Do we have iDrive cameras that are looking west at all?
You can see that latest scan.
Boy, this is starting to ramp. This is starting to ramp up, and I think it looks like it could be in the process of developing a potential tornado. We've got that camera too that's located at, you know what? The Kisser FM camera. We have got to look at that. I bet you that is going to have an incredible view of this cell. It's out ahead of the storm. So this would be our best view if there's anything being produced. Base. Yeah, you already saw the base right there. This is the lowered cloud base. And I do believe it's west-southwest of the camera. Is that correct, Leslie? Right now?
Yes, it is. Slightly west southwest.
There you go. There you get to see the base. That's definitely a very impressive base in the thunderstorm. If there is a tornado out of this would be our best view before it gets shrouded in rain. So here's what I want to do. I want to put up that track of the storm, but at the same time of the track of the storm, I want to have the camera as well. So let's do a 2-box of both of those so we don't miss those. Also, hit record on this. We don't want to miss this with our Kisser FM camera. This will have an incredible view.
So they've allowed, of course, the warning to continue, which makes sense because we're continuing to see this rotation ramp up right now.
And if we go to, real quick, we'll go to Max 2. The Kisser FM camera, Dripping Springs, this is headed right towards it. So that's that area that you saw, that enhanced lowering.
And Dan, I want to point out
I'm not
something.
seeing anything on the ground right now, but it could be ramping up. Yes.
I'm going to point out something pretty interesting. This is just outside of the warning box. This is just to the south of Muldrow. There's actually another small area of rotation potentially that looks like it's trying to get going as well.
Okay, let's check that out.
You can see you can see the area I'm talking about on Mega Doppler, just to the south of the main area that we've been watching, outside of the polygon, but that area, if you see the evolution of it, it looks like it's trying to get going as well.
Both of those areas. Remember, I don't want to lose view of that Kisser FM camera. Let's bring that up full. Let's make that full screen. That's going to be weather 3, so we could do a 3 box and having weather 3, weather 1, and weather 2 all being tracked at the same time. That's
the newest scan.
Very close to producing a tornado, and our camera is going to have the view of that. So let's bring that up on weather 3. And there's that area of rotation that you talked about too. That's just to the south. So let's see what type of structure we have here. Very defined lower cloud base. Not saying funnels, but probably some scud clouds underneath that. Let me step out of the way. And it's right along the leading edge, and there's no other cells ahead of it. So this will not be rain wrapped at the time for our vantage point, for our view. There's some lightning that's occurring. So we can type that into NWS chat, Leslie, and mention that we have a very well-defined lowered cloud base. You can see that extending down towards the ground. That circulation is ramping up and continues to strengthen more and more over time.
This is about to cross over State Highway 64B. I have the 107 block of that marked on Mega Doppler right now. This is over just to the south and west of Maple, going honestly right over Blackjack right now, heading towards Liberty, Remy, and Long, and Roland as well. And then, of course, we mentioned Muldrow just to the south, outside of the warning box, but that area looks pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, that's an impressive cell. We're continuing to watch that. This would be a great view if it touches down. We would know it. You know, you can see the lightning is very impressive too. This camera is headed right for our Kisser FM camera. The circulation is, and that's looking west-southwest right there at the moment. I want to bring up, if we can, Max 1. I just want to show you tornado safety real quick. If you are in the path of this storm, and we talk about your tornado precautions all the time, this is tornado safety to the T. Remember to spell the word duck. Downstairs, under something, center of the house, keep away from windows. So if you live in that Roland area, if you live areas in eastern Sequoia County, you want to be doing this exactly. Get as low as you possibly can, underneath pillows, blankets, a mattress, a helmet. If you have that, put that on your head, center of your house, and keep away from windows. All really important things to remember to do tornado proper precautions. So let's go back to Mega Doppler. We'll take a look at this wide view. Very intense circulation showing up. This is the most likely area for a tornado to develop. Might even have, it looks like, maybe even a reflectivity nub right here.
Right.
That's starting to show up.
Yep.
That's one of those confidence builders and determining if a tornado is developing.
I think we'll see that go warned as well. That's just outside of the warning box. But if you live just to the south of Muldrow, right along US Highway 64, I believe, you want to be in your tornado safe place immediately as well.
Continuing to watch that. Let's bring up, we can bring up the 3 box, and I want to have the camera in the biggest box right now so we can get a view. Alessia, I see you moving the camera to the left, and that might make sense because we might not be able to get the full lowered cloud base in that camera view.
Denton is the one shifting it slightly.
Okay.
You want me to move it a little bit back to the west?
A little bit
or
more.
To
just
the south?
Just a little bit more to the left.
Yep.
Just a tiny little bit right there. Let's leave it right
That
there.
was on.
Yeah, that right there. Look at that. You had funnel, not funnel cloud lightning, but what we call wall cloud lightning. So cloud to ground lightning strikes underneath the strongest part of the updraft, and anywhere along that line, that is a very well-defined lowered cloud base. Again, not seeing a tornado at the moment. This is radar indicated, but it is at night, and sometimes surprises can happen where you only see the tornado after power flashes. But still, be in your safe place. This is a dangerous storm. This is a life-threatening situation. Let's do another track on this. I see we're updating the track.
Yep.
Yes.
Moving 30.
We'll name some of these communities
30
here.
now?
Yep.
Okay.
Moving 30.
So Cedarville
East.
at 203, Furry at 207. You got the community church at the same time, just about a minute later. Rudy at 212. That's going to be moving into Crawford County. And Alma, some people are asking, can I go to bed in Alma? And the answer is no.
No.
This storm is coming your way at 217. Northwest Arkansas, it's noisy, but the storms are not as significant, not as severe. Davion's got the latest radar scan here on Mega Doppler.
Yeah,
We'll
I
take a
do.
look at that. Let me step out of the way of that camera. I
Yeah,
still
so-
want to have that camera always in view because if something touches down, we'll know about it.
Again, yeah. So again, these are the kind of storms where one scan they may be there and it looks impressive. The next scan it kind of cycles and it looks like we're in that cycling phase right now. But I'm willing to bet that this will try to ramp up again. So this is just to the east of Remy now, just to the south of Liberty, basically right on top of you guys. You guys need to be in your tornado safe place immediately. And this is going to continue to move east at 30 miles per hour, of course, as Leslie just alluded to.
And even if it doesn't produce a tornado, it can still have strong damaging winds to knock down trees and power lines. This is an intense storm, no doubt. Severe thunderstorm warning, winds gusting over 60 miles per hour possible with that cell. And there you get a good view of the circulation along with the lowered cloud base. Again, this is our Kisser FM weather bug network camera. There's the lowered cloud base off in the distance. That's foreground lightning. So typically need it to be backlit just like that. Right along the leading edge, you can see all those little scud clouds that are hanging down. Those aren't funnels, but it's a sign that we have a rapidly rising updraft. And that lowered cloud base that we're really particularly focused on is right here by the guy wire. You can see the guy wire off in the distance from the Kisser FM tower. And that's that area of rotation that we're watching. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning that's popping up. We will take a look at that.
And basically it encompasses the entire balanced portion of the line.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say
There it
NWS
is.
Tulsa.
Oh, it's considerable too.
Yep,
Let me turn off our weather radio here. This is why those things are really good. They'll wake you up in the middle of the night.
At
Weather
one,
Call Next Gen 2 will alert you as well.
the circulation in East Sequoia County has not been able to tighten up, but is likely to produce some wind damage. Velocities have trended up and a tornado could still be trying to form. That's from NWS Tulsa.
And hey, Dan, I don't know if you're seeing Mega Doppler as right now, but just to the north of Natural Dam, that newest velocity scan, that's in the considerable severe thunderstorm warning. This is just to the west of Highway 59.
There's going to be some areas
Say
that
Highway
we got to
59,
watch.
yep.
So
Lee Creek.
Lincoln, let's take that Lincoln camera and point it straight south before the
actually-
line gets enshrouded in.
Tornado possible tag on this storm.
Okay.
I will let you know, Denton also says we need to watch the surge happening around Prairie Grove. This will balance that area
Do we
as
have
well.
a debris? Sorry,
Yeah,
Leslie. I think we might have
a
debris
signature.
potentially. Let's see here. Look at this.
That's pretty strong normalized rotation.
Normalized
right now.
rotation. And then, yeah, so that underground triangle means that there's a potential debris signature. So underlined triangle. Let's see what that looks like here. I'm not seeing that right now. So if there would be a debris signature, we would see a type of lowering on the ground. But right along the leading edge of that,
Yeah, that latest velocity
Okay.
scan, it is
Go,
ramping up.
go ahead again. We'll continue to watch that. Do PTDS too to look at that. What were you saying, Leslie?
Yes, Denton was saying that we need to watch the surge happening around Prairie Grove because that could balance that area as well.
Mm-hmm. Any type of surge where the line runs more north to south, that means balance. And we talk about the balance regime, cold pool, shear rotors that are on behind and ahead of the line. And we do that on Facebook Live, and it's way too long of a graphic to show right now. But that's some of the things that we look at in order to determine tornado potential. It does look like a reflectivity nub too as well. Let's take a look at that Prairie Grove area and go farther north on Mega Doppler. Yeah, there you go, right there. More running north to south. So anywhere up and down this line, let's go ahead and, here you go, looking off the distance. Every time I walk in front, giant lightning flash. Let's put that camera in another box so I don't stand in front of it so we could get that view. And at the same time, we'll look at Mega Doppler here. And there you go. Get to see the circulation. So right here, south, go way north.
Looks like that.
Is that the storm motion from the warning?
Yeah, it was from the severe thunderstorm
Okay.
warning.
Let's do it to the tornado warning.
Yeah, that looks
All
a
right.
little better.
Okay, so let's go, first of all, let's go up to the line in northwest Arkansas. So you can see how this runs more north to south. That's kind of a balanced area. We got to watch that closely as that line comes in. It's about to get real noisy here in Fayetteville too, because heavy rain's coming down. Probably going to have some lightning strikes pretty close by. That's something that we have to watch. Now, right here along the leading edge of the line, this is where this is running more northwest to southeast. That is perfectly balanced for that type of cell. There's the TVS, which is a tornado vortex signature, not a TDS yet. Now, there was signs that maybe it was hinting at something. We're not seeing that at the moment, but that is something that we will be watching closely. And there's that area of rotation along the leading edge of the line. So the reason we do the split screen is so you can look at the reflectivity and the velocity at the same time. I think it's a great way to be able to dissect and look inside the storm, if you will.
You can see that latest velocity scan.
It's
Right
still
as you're
there.
talking. It's still there.
It's
It actually
ramping
looks,
up.
yeah, it looks stronger than it did before.
Mhm. Might even be a little bit of a reflectivity nub on the leading edge. Now, let's put, if you can, Davion, our WeatherBug network cameras on that screen.
Right.
So if you remember how to do that,
Yeah.
on Mega Doppler.
The location?
Yep, put the locations on there
Oh,
so
that's
you
what
can
you
plop
want.
them on. Yeah. So there's our Kisser FM WeatherBug network camera right there.
Dripping spring.
And we're looking southwest right at that area of rotation. And so due west is not perfect, but southwest is. So let's
They're
make
going-
sure
they're
that
going
camera is
to-
pointed southwest.
They're going to extend this tornado warning.
Yep. I'm not surprised in the least on that.
Yep.
There we go.
So that tornado warning will now include Crawford County, not just Sequoia County. So areas north of Van Buren, and even parts of probably maybe Van Buren might be included in that. So we'll look at that. Here's some of the areas that really need to be watching this storm closely. And do we have that Kisser FM camera pointed southwest?
Yes, we do.
Man,
Okay.
It's trying to ramp up. So if you live Blue Mouse Road over towards Campground Lane, Blue Mouse Road, this thing is right on top of you right now. Campground Lane, it will be there very soon.
Oh, look at you can see the shear. You can see the mesocyclone within the lightning strikes right there. There's the new tornado warning. Let's take a look at that. We'll pop that up on the screen. And the tornado warning going until after 2 o'clock in the morning. So there it is, 2 a.m., this tornado warning. This is including Crawford and
Crawford
Sebastian County, Alma, Fort Smith, and Van Buren. So we've got several cameras lined up and down along this line that we will be watching closely. It looks to me like it could be a little elevated, honestly, just first visual look. Now we might be looking at the wrong part of the line as it comes in. Now we got to take the camera and point it even more south.
Yep.
Because remember, the storm's moving from left to right.
I want to show you something, Dan, on
There we
Mega
go.
Doppler. You can see how the rotation that we're watching
Mm-hmm.
is kind of off-centered from the new tornado warning watch box. Now, we're very close to the radar, so Mega Doppler, of course, not getting the best look at what could be happening over towards Van Buren.
Yeah.
But you have to, this entire area has small little kinks in the line where you could see rotation.
Mhm.
So I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So see the broad area over towards Remy, but Van Buren is a little further south of that.
Oop, another tornado warning was just issued, but it's a lot more extended.
Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll look at that as well. So new tornado warning, by the way, Crawford, Sebastian County,
There it
that's
is.
going until 2 a.m. And
Honestly,
then
that might be the reason why I'm saying that.
and they increased. Yeah, I think they maybe made it too small in the first place. So they might have wanted to include the other circulation. So we've got currently 3 tornado warnings on the screen. We're going to zoom in on this one right here, Crawford, Franklin, Sebastian, and Sequoia County. So they're extending that east. I want to bring up the camera if we can full, because it's hard to see exactly what we're looking at here along the leading edge of the line.
There's another one.
Before that
I'm
torn
walking on
warning.
this way here. Turn off
Yep.
that weather radio. That'll wake you up, though.
It would.
It works.
That's the whole point of that. And let's see if we're getting any comments on social media at all.
A lot of the comments are people asking if they are good for the rest of the night. I
Yeah,
noticed.
and that's everybody that's in the River Valley. No, not okay, not good. Everything else is kind of something that we got to watch. Look at this.
I want to bring you guys' attention just to let you know, outside of the warning box is far to the north, but still along this balanced area we're watching over towards West Fork and Brentwood. That line, it's still has the potential to produce a quick spin up as well, as looks pretty noticeable on velocity right now.
Yeah.
So we're looking to the far north of the tornado warnings, just keeping a very close eye on that as well.
Look at that. You can see the base coming in. It's about the height of the camera. We'll see if we can get any good lightning strikes right there. That's the leading edge of the line. So presets, we want to look southwest. I just want to make sure I'm looking southwest. Yeah, that is perfectly southwest right there.
So close to this radar beam.
Yeah, it is.
But that latest
scan still shows up. There's the view of the storm. That is exactly why we have that camera right there. Love that camera. We'll see if anything starts rotating. Visually, I can't really see it because it's at night, but you can kind of see a little bit of lowered cloud structure, maybe right there in the middle. We're watching this area right here, seeing if that is in fact a little bit of a circulation on that.
We're so close to the radar, and the warning boxes overlap each other, but there does look like on velocity
another circulation is coming towards Van Buren.
Yep, just to the west of it.
It only takes a little bit for this thing to spin up enough where it touches down. So that looks kind of ragged, meaning not as favorable for tornado potential. Looks like it's pretty elevated, in my opinion, looking at it initially. There's another warning. Those warnings pop off like crazy. Boy, that is a convoluted mess on tornado warnings there.
It is.
There's 4 of them total.
But it makes sense because
line.
They initially issued one small area of the rotation. Are like, there's other parts of the storm that we got to watch. And there's that camera though. That is those lights that you're seeing are the Fort Smith and Van Buren area. That's the storm coming in. It is a little higher base than what typical in terms of tornado potential. So it's there, but it might not be quite imminent unless there's something, that might be shrouded in the rain back here behind this line. So that's something that we're watching. Let's go, if we can, to Max 1. We'll bring up the radar. We've got that camera shot still, of course, and we've got it recording too, so we're not missing anything. But anywhere along the leading edge of this line, that's where your tornado potential is. So let's do a quick reset. Let people know what's happening with these storms. So we'll keep this box up right here, and we'll look at the tornado warning. It goes until 2:15. We got hail, not really as much of a concern. That warning that you can see is highlighted, and we'll work our way south here. We'll look at this tornado warning that goes until 2 a.m. as well. That, again, for smaller than nickel-size hail and tornado possible. You got Crawford, Franklin, Sebastian, Sequoia County. That goes until 2 a.m. And the other part of the warning is probably going to expire here pretty soon. That expires at 1:45. So there's a lot of warnings showing up on there, and then we'll work our way north. And this is all just rain. That's it. Benton County, if you're watching this and you're concerned and you're worried, you can go to bed. This storm is not going to be much. In fact, it's raining heavily, but that's about it. The backside of the line is still developing rain, but the tornado potential is only along the leading edge of the line. So everything is pretty much done there. We'll look at the velocity image from Fort Smith, and anywhere along this line right here, we'll have to watch that area, southwest of Elkins. A little more balanced regime there that could prompt tornado potential. Not really seeing it there. Got that area that's coming into Fort Smith and Van Buren. Visually, I don't see that this storm is imminent to putting down a tornado. That's just me.
Yeah, Dan, I was getting ready to say velocities are not. I'll say we are. It is a little hard to see because we're so close to the radar. but velocities are nowhere near as impressive as they were a few moments ago.
Well, and they're not from the INX radar too. So here's the velocity signature from INX. This is why you can use multiple radars to look at the same storm, and it gives you an idea where the winds are and how they're moving. So the green colors are winds moving inbound, meaning towards the radar. Remember, now we're looking at INX, which is east of Tulsa, Inola. There's the multitude of tornado warnings for all those little individual circulations. And then you got the severe thunderstorm warning that's over that. But there's a look at the radar information from the INX Tulsa area. And then we can look at, we go back to this look. This is a little closer, as you can see, from Barling and Fort Smith and anywhere along the leading edge of that line. You can see that rain really coming down too with the lightning. Very impressive visual on that cell, but I don't see anything that's overly concerning at the moment of tornado potential. Keep in mind, we might be looking not perfectly in the right direction, but it is something that we'll continue to watch. And that line is just about ready to shroud that camera in rain, and then that's going to be the last of our view. But we have Alma, and make sure that Alma is looking off to the west as well.
I also have a camera from the iDrive network pulled up. I don't know if we'll be able to pull it up. It's on weather too.
Yeah, I could do that right now.
Yeah, Interstate 40 at Arkansas Way Station from Van Buren. You're looking off westbound. Actually, not a lot of drivers on the road.
Oh,
but
you can see that lowering. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I decided to bring up that camera. A lot of the other cameras are facing eastbound, unfortunately, but this one I was able to find looking westbound.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't control those cameras, and most likely they're looking in the wrong direction.
Yeah, the tornado warning for Sequoia County was allowed to expire.
Okay.
As it continues to progress east.
Yeah. And there's Alma, and that's looking west now. I see you're switching the camera view, so that's good. That's what we want to see.
I also put it to record just in case we capture
just in
anything
case
on
something
that
else happens. Yeah, because it would happen once, and lightning flash or something, and we would miss it. But I could hear the rain coming down in Fayetteville, where our studio is, right in downtown Fayetteville. We will have to watch this area southwest of Huntsville.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to mention that.
Make sure that we've got that camera pointed southwest. It's at night, early morning. This is about the only time you can actually see these storms, is looking at our cameras. And that is something that even could prompt additional tornado potential.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just to the north of Brentwood, southwest of Durham, downstream from Elkins. And again, it's right along that balanced regime that we've been talking about, where you have the greatest potential for tornadoes.
Let's take the camera and point it just a little bit more to the left, because keep in mind it's going to be moving from right to left on the camera, which is west to east. So we'll get ahead of it ahead of time. And go ahead and hit record on that one too.
I am recording.
Okay. You know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't done a storm track. There's a lot of different areas of the storm that we have to kind of focus on and pay attention to. So let's go to Max 2.
Yep.
And we'll do a storm track on this. And Leslie, take us away with that.
I have a storm track on the general idea of what's happening further down south with the southern tornado warnings. And it's moving a little bit faster now. Initially started at 20, moved up to 30. Now it's at 45 miles per hour. So those around Kimmons Junior High School, make sure to get into your safe place, at least as of right now. 156, which is 10 minutes from now on, Kibler. Then Youngstown by around 2 in the morning. Island by 2:04 in the morning, and 211 Mulberry. Even though you're on the northern end, you do want to take into consideration that tornado warning that's also more directly headed your way. So Mulberry, you want to be in your safe place as well. Peter Pender by 219, Ozark by 227. And that's a little bit quite a ways out, but of course we're continuing to keep an eye on the storm because it has been surging forward and it has been bringing several areas of rotation, of course, whether it be somewhat tight or broad, and that's what we're looking at right now.
I was going to get ready to say that, Dan, the area we talked about just to the south of Durham, the latest velocity scan looked a little better than what it did just a few moments ago.
Look at the camera. Bring up the camera from Huntsville. In fact, you can see it. Look at those low clouds that are streaming in. That looks pretty ominous to me.
Yeah, that's, again. So we can keep an eye on that. That's not warned right now. That's just to the southwest of Durham.
Look at that cloud
That'll be
line
State
Yeah,
right
Highway
there.
it's
16.
very low.
It is very
Oh,
low.
goodness.
But I
They're
don't see
moving.
I don't see a lot of rotation with it.
Right.
Mhm.
It's all moving from right to left, which would be west to east.
Exactly.
So it's kind of more outflow. I'm going to move this
Yeah.
over just a little bit. But boy, that sure is either that's the whale's mouth ahead of the line or that is something. But in the meantime, while we're on that, there's a big old boom.
Loud in Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm. That could prompt new tornado potential. I do want to bring up the airport too, camera.
I will let you
Huntsville
know
Airport.
they issued a flood advisory until 4:45 in the morning for Benton and Washington County.
Man, those clouds are low. Whew.
Or
There's the Huntsville Airport. I would be watching this cell closely. What's interesting is those clouds are way out ahead of the actual area of rotation. It's
Yes.
almost like the leading edge of the line, and then the other part of the lowering is behind it. So I'm not seeing anything on that Huntsville Airport camera, but I think I'm pointed in the wrong direction. But I don't want to lose that view. We're going to keep that view
Yeah.
on for the time being. Look at how fast those winds are.
Do you want to move Huntsville Airport as well?
Well, I do, but I don't want to lose this view here.
Okay.
In the meantime, ooh,
Look at that.
yeah,
that
lower,
latest-
super lower cloud base.
you
Very
see the latest scan. Again, this is not warned, but we've been talking about just to the southwest of Durham. Broad
is
rotation.
definitely
but
a
it
balanced area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is balanced and it's right
A little
along
bit of an
the
inflow.
leading edge. Yep. So we'll keep an eye on that. But if you live in Durham, this is going to be near State Highway 16.
Let's plot some roads on here
Yep.
as this is moving in now into western Madison County, eastern Washington County. We're looking at the storm on the camera. Boy, you can see those clouds zipping along. That means that low-level flow is increasing. You're starting to see brightening of the colors south of Durham. So you got blue colors that are moving away from the radar and then colors towards the radar. So this right here is your circulation. So the radar is located in Fort Smith, and we're zoomed into southeastern Washington County. There's that area of rotation. Here's some of the areas that we're expected: State Highway and Snake Bryan. You can name off those roads because it does truncate it, unfortunately, in terms of having all the information
Yeah,
on
so
there.
that is State Highway 16 that we were just mentioning. Here is Hazel Valley Road in the 1200 block. This is pretty much right on top of you guys, moving towards Durham right now.
I think this is going to be tornado warning here coming pretty
Yeah.
soon for this. We might have the camera pointed too far south because
that
here's
camera.
Huntsville. Here's Huntsville, the middle school, airport's to the southwest of that. We got to be looking southwest. Instead, we're looking south. So
Yeah,
let's
that
make
is-
sure that we're looking southwest.
This is southwest,
Yep.
directly southwest.
That's what I want to see here
Mhm.
because we're looking right at the water tower.
Strong rotation.
Look at how strong those winds. Yeah, this is got to be going to be probably a new tornado warning.
Yeah.
And that's going to include Madison County. That
It is.
circulation is really cranking up. And look at that lowered cloud base just to the right of the peak of that water tower. So we're looking at that at the same time. We've got the storms in the River Valley. We're focused on all of them. The River Valley storms have become a little more congealed into a cluster of rain and storms, not as impressive. Visually, you can't see it anymore from our WeatherBug Network camera at Kisser FM. But that area of rotation is definitely intense. That's southwest of Huntsville.
Yes.
And I wonder, is NWS chat talking about it? We
Yes.
might want
I
to.
mentioned it a
I-
few minutes
Yeah.
ago. Leslie just mentioned it
Okay,
now.
good.
Yeah.
Very gusty winds, I-40 cam, Highway 59. Yep.
It's obviously tough for all of our storm spotters to be on this storm because, it's in the middle of the night. It's early morning now, getting close to 2 a.m. If you're watching the live stream, you can see the time on the screen. This is actual real time to the second. We're at close to 1:52, just 10 seconds away from that. So if you're watching the stream, you might be a minute behind. It might be only showing 150 essentially, and but it's really 152. So to keep in mind, those are all things that we got to watch. All right, let's check out this WeatherBug Network camera. It's going to have our best view of this cell. and it probably will be rain wrapped. I wouldn't doubt.
Yeah,
So we'll
and
see what that circulation looks like.
latest
Ooh, look at
radar
this.
scan does not make me think this is letting up right now. So this may go warm pretty soon here if it keeps doing this.
Yeah.
This is Hazel Valley Road, 1300 block, Curly Road, state just to the southwest of State Highway 16, heading towards Madison, the 600 block as well.
And then you got that velocity and reflectivity. We're putting a split screen on there. We've got everything covered here. On aux3 here, we're going to go ahead. I'm gonna bring this up. On aux3, we got a track of that cell, but Leslie, I want to do another track on the cell that's coming into southwestern Madison County in case that does prompt tornado warning status.
Okay.
And so we're looking at just southwest of Huntsville. I know it's kind of hard to track, but
Yes.
if you bring me up on weather 3 here, on the aux3, I'll show you what I'm looking at. So it's going to be this portion of the storm. Here you got Japton, Witter. It's going to be right here south of Elkins. This is your most dangerous portion of the storm, just to the north of Sunset. Let's zoom out a little bit and let's track that as that's coming into southwestern Madison County.
Yes.
Very strong winds on the RDOT camera right now.
Yeah, that RDOT camera is located in the River Valley, I assume, right?
Yes, that's along Highway 59.
Mm-hmm. So this is the area that really needs to watch. I don't think this circulation will be going right towards the Huntsville area. It's going to be south of Huntsville, but we were looking at our camera to the southwest to try to get a good view of that. I'm going to go back to it. This is why, by the way, we record the cameras. So when we're not on it, you can still see it.
Pretty steady inflow notch with this area that we're talking about right now.
Oh, big time lowered cloud base. I just saw it.
The latest scan still showing inflow velocities picked back up once again.
Bring up, if you can, weather 1. So max 1 in the aux3. There you go. So check out this off in the distance. You can really see quite a lower cloud base. This is just about before it's about to get shrouded in rain. I'll step out of the way. We can take this full. That's just wild that you can see those clouds so low, just streaming really rapidly too. But I'm not seeing any type of circulation visually with it. So that's good. That might mean that maybe this just doesn't end up producing a tornado, but those clouds are extremely low. That's what we call low LCLs, lifted condensation levels, the cloud bases. That is definitely an intense storm. There you go. You got a lightning shot, but it wasn't backlit. It was foreground lit, which doesn't give you a good view of that. Yeah, that's still something to watch for sure. Okay, let's do this. We're still watching that camera. We can bring that up on Weather 3 as well, and we can have that up as in multiple boxes.
Yes.
But let me just go back to Mega Doppler here. Looks like that circulation might have weakened just a little bit on the latest image.
Yeah, you can see, not as impressive, but
Still like almost a little bit of
something.
a reflectivity nub.
Right.
Not quite, but it could be close to it looking at it. Yeah, look at those lowered cloud bases. A lot of scud clouds hanging down. Pretty impressive lowering. And again, this is from our WeatherBug Network camera. We're looking off to the southwest. It is quite a ways away, so we aren't going to get an ideal view of this cell.
And you can see how broad it is. That latest scan still showing you this is an area to watch, not necessarily screaming at you, but again, we'll keep a very close eye on this because it does look impressive.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to look at, let's go to the radar and let's check out the tornado warning in the River Valley. The reason we're not looking at this as much is because it kind of lost a little bit of its tornadic edge, but it still has a tornado warning that goes until 2 o'clock, another 4 more minutes, and that tornado warning will expire. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look here at the latest information on these warnings. So tornado warning goes until 2 a.m. That will probably be extended because 2 a.m. and it's still not even east of Barling. That seems to be, is that a delayed radar image or are we good there? It hasn't moved much. I wonder if that radar is old.
Let's see.
That kind of concerns me. Let me look at a different radar here and see what we got. No, that's right. Okay, so we're good. It just 2 o'clock and the storm's only on the western side of the warning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that warning's expiring in 3 more minutes, and there's still a long ways for it to pass through that polygon.
Still seeing broad rotation between Durham and State Highway 16 just to the south. You can see Mega Doppler. This is just south of Thompson. And we're continuing to monitor. Again, this is not warned, but this does look pretty impressive right now. That's on Mega Doppler right now.
Yeah, we have that until 2:15 tornado possible. So the most dangerous portion of these storms, we're going to bring this back up here. There's so many warnings that are clustered right together in one another. But so anything here in Northwest Arkansas, not anything concerning in Carroll County, in Benton County, and now even in Washington County. The storm's about to move out. But it is a little bit something to watch. Southwestern Madison County is just about ready to cross into the state line. Now, look, you're really starting to get a good view of that lowered cloud base and the wall cloud. I think we got a wall cloud there. Let's go to Weather 3 and bring that up full. And I'll show you what we're looking at. You can almost see the precipitation free base. And then underneath that, if we get a lightning strike, right there, there's your wall cloud associated with that storm. So that's where a tornado potential would be. And if there was a tornado, it would touch down right in that area. Now, this has got to be a little nerve-wracking for people that live south of Huntsville. So that's why we're tracking this storm. Even though it's not tornado warned, the storm that is tornado warned is in the river valley, but this is an area that we're watching closely. Lightning is increasing as well. I want to take that camera now and point it a little bit more to the left so we can follow and trace that storm and that circulation. It's amazing how those clouds are reflecting off the city.
Yep,
Look at that
go.
lowering. Yeah. Right behind the water tower cap. So right in here, you're going to see when lightning flashes in the background, this is your precipitation free base. And then underneath that, you have the lowered cloud base. That's your wall cloud, which is a sign that you have rapid rising motion in a thunderstorm. You're getting the pressure difference where that's condensing the cloud lower to the ground. And that is something that we'll continue to very closely monitor and watch. So tornado warning is about to expire here, and we'll continue to watch that cell in the river valley. We're at 2 a.m. here very shortly. 2 a.m. right now. So we got one warning that's left. And let's see.
Yep. The rest have been allowed to expire.
So that goes until 2:15. This part of the warning that's in the river valley goes until 2:15.
Severe thunderstorm, tornado possible.
That's a new one.
Yep.
Now we got a new severe thunderstorm warning that's being issued. It looks like it's just a considerable severe thunderstorm with, like you said, tornado possible. So that's anywhere along the leading edge of that line.
There it is.
Notice how the clouds are moving from right to left. So this is looking south-southwest, and those clouds are moving from right to left, which means that, the circulation isn't really showing up. Otherwise, you'd see clouds moving from left to right. Seeing some, continue to watch that closely. We're recording. Let's take a look at the two cells. I want to continue to watch that coming into Southwest Madison County. Does this still show the circulation?
Not as good.
All right, so
it's kind of broadened out. I think the line is starting to catch up.
Yeah, and additional cells popping out ahead of it.
Yep. Choked it off.
So it might just be barely lacking those ingredients. It's really close, but just not quite producing. Haven't heard of many reports of damage either. Are we hearing any?
We haven't really seen.
Obviously, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah, no.
People are not getting up in the, immediately letting us know if there is any type of trees being knocked down, power lines.
I'll check the chat to see if anyone has said anything.
Did that other warning expire now?
Yeah, the tornado warning. I was just about to say West Central Crawford County canceled tornado warning. So no tornado warnings now.
Okay. I don't want to drop off quite yet, even though typically that's what we do, but we're 2:00 in the morning on Easter weekend, and we still have storms that are out there. And the type of environment that we have, these can just ramp up really fast and end up producing a tornado before you know it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Steve just said that several attempts to develop tornadoes have occurred so far, despite strong velocities. It didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Circulations continue to produce strong wind damage potential, but the line moves further south to the river valley. We dropped the tornado warnings, but we still need to watch things closely.
Okay. We'll watch them. We'll keep you updated. Let's do one last look at the radar, and if we need to, we'll bounce back on the air. But at the moment, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings, and 2 of them that do have tornado possibles. I don't see anything super menacing on the areas of rotation right now. There is a little bit of stronger winds now that are just to the west of Alma, and we had that Alma WeatherBug Network camera loaded. Let me bring that back up so we can look. Sometimes those winds can really crank up in the river valley.
Some people are asking how it's looking like in Alma and Fort Smith specifically.
Yeah, great question. Well, here it is right here. This is exactly how it's looking in Alma as we have our camera at the high school, and that's at the football field, Alma Airedale Stadium. And the winds are picking up. So the storm hasn't quite moved into Alma yet, but it's just knocking on the doorstep. Yes, you're seeing some of that rain. If you bring up Max 2, we can take a look at the radar. There it is with the leading edge of the line and southeast of Alma where the strongest winds are. And that storm already pushing through Van Buren and Fort Smith. And
if you also want to pull up iDrive Network, because I put up a 2x2 grid of cameras along Interstate 40 and especially around Alma.
I'll wait till that camera populates on the top right, which just happened. So
yes, of course. And you can kind of see how portions of Van Buren beginning to see that rain falling down near the Arkansas Way Station, definitely coming down heavy. In Alma, it has been pouring out there for a good little bit now.
Yeah, so I-40, people driving, eastbound, westbound, they're encountering, heavy rain, blinding rain, reduced visibility, strong winds. Hail isn't as much of a threat with these cells.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I just looked some splotches of the smallest hail possible, but it's not really a threat.
Yeah.
These are linear.
All right, so we got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. One is radar indicated, no tornado possible. That goes until 2:15. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning until 2:45. That is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, meaning 70 miles per hour winds possible. Also, a tornado could develop rapidly, and that's possible. This includes Crawford, Franklin, and Sebastian counties. Alma, Barling, Greenwood, those are some of the cities that are impacted by this storm initially. So let me go ahead and we'll take a look at the radar from Fort Smith. There's the leading edge of the line. Let me zoom in a little closer so we can get some views of some of these roads and put this on the screen. So Lamb Road, you're just getting the leading edge of the line. You got Red Hill Road, 12 Corners Road. So this is, again, just to the north of Yostown, and that's just east of Alma. So Alma already experiencing the strongest winds. Take a look at that camera here, and there you can see the winds cranking up. A lot of lightning as well. Definitely a noisy one, no doubt about that, but it looks like that tornado potential might be winding down for that cell farther north. So again, going back to the radar here, we'll work our way south along the line. You got Island, you got Beverly, Lavaca, Diamond Grove. That's the area that's getting the strongest winds, which is why in the severe thunderstorm warning. So yeah, we lost all visual on those cells now.
I will also let you know that the severe thunderstorm warning says that it's only moving at 25 miles per hour. So it looks like it's beginning to slow down a little bit here, like we've been seeing over the last several scans as well.
Okay, here's the deal. Go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say, we're keeping a close eye on the velocity scans right around Alma. We show you the strong winds. Just to the north of that, we're continuing to see just broad rotation. Nothing too concerning as of right now, but definitely some strong winds and as well as heavy rain.
All right, we're going to watch this closely, but as of now, no tornado warnings. So that means we're going to end our television coverage. We'll continue to stream, though. We're streaming many places, so you can't miss us. We're on the Facebook pages, KNWA, Fox 24, also meteorologist Dan Scoff. Also, you can scan that QR code if you're on your TV. That'll take you right to our weather app, and we're also streaming on that as well as knwa.com, on YouTube, on X, and everywhere else. So basically, you can continue to watch and monitor these storms. If a new tornado warning pops up, we'll let you know about it. But until then, keep it here with your weather authority, and we will keep you safe.
Little engine that could, huh?
All right, so we are back from television coverage, just streaming, and my goodness, power's out in Kibler. Okay, we got information there from Mary.
Reports
Yeah,
of tornado damage on the east side of Van Buren near Field of Dreams.
Oh, yeah?
Tornado near 2 miles
Who
north
put
of
that?
Van Buren, Arkansas. Raymond Puton?
How do they know it's not just straight line
Spotter
winds?
Network. It's bad, and there are reports of tornado damage on the east side.
That's from the Spotter Network.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And that's right over that radar.
Yeah.
They were
The
like,
only thing is we didn't see it on our I mean, the weather camera has a view of that.
yeah,
I think it was more straight line winds.
straight line, yeah.
Yeah. Some strong winds, but there could be a brief tornado.
Are there any cameras you want me to stop recording at Kisser, Alma, and...
Yeah, Kisser is done.
Okay.
So it's already shrouded. Alma is done too.
This would be something.
You know what? You're right. It isn't on 479 first.
Yeah, web.
Here,
Nobody's here to do that.
let me see if I can tell.
I can do it.
Okay.
I'll add it to 479 first. This is why, yeah. I will get it added on there and see if we
Most
can
of those
do
came
it.
with pictures.
That's a good point. It said everywhere but that. And you got a very good point.
Dryer Highway 64.
Where are we at here? Davey, I'll just keep talking so we don't have total. dead
Yeah, I was
air,
gonna
whatever.
say I'm plotting roads on Mega Doppler right now because this is where, again, the most concerning storm is right now in our viewing area is riding U.S. Highway 64 over towards just to the east now of Alma over towards Dyer and Mulberry. We'll continue to monitor. It's very broad circulation, but definitely some strong winds and heavy rain and rainfall, which is something we haven't spoke about in a long time, obviously because of the ongoing severe weather threat, but certainly some flash flooding going to be possible as these storms continue to train over some of the same areas over and over again. So if you find yourself underneath one of those heavy downpours for an extended period of time, be prepared to have flash flooding potential, especially if you're in some low-lying areas. But we're watching this storm right now. Again, not impressive, but again, riding US Highway 64 over towards Mulberry. We'll continue to keep a close eye on this.
Which one do we select? Do you know?
Search up.
Have been
Democrats.
reports of tornado damage or at least straight line wind damage in north
That
of
one.
Van Buren. This was on our spotter network, east side of Van Buren near the Field of Dreams. Not sure if anyone can confirm that, but Eames County, Crawford County said they have officers en route to the area.
Anybody else on there that talks about what happened? Let's see here.
Latest velocity scan, still broad rotation, but strong winds nonetheless. Right over, you pronounce this as Dyer? I'm assuming right along Highway 64, heading towards Mulberry. pretty large warning box, but that's because there are some strong winds even to the south of that as well. Heavy rains. So the storms, they tried. I mean, if we have damage, then they did. Everywhere else starting to see stratiform rainfall. Washington County, Benton County points back west. Sequoia County, Adair, you guys are good. Loud, but good with some rainfall. This little kink as the line continues to overtake this.
Oh, so published currently, that's what I have to do. Yep, I've remembered now.
Very broad, but strong winds again. Yeah, Dan, I don't know if that's going to be, I mean, it could be tornado damage, but.
Well, go back and look at the line. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't have a web team here in the middle of the night. Nobody's here to do this. Did I do this correctly, Ashley?
That's how it should be. Let me pull up 47 on the
Yeah, it's not on here.
Oh, is it not?
Nope, it's not overriding it. So I don't know how.
Very much could have been. It's so close to the radar.
Oh, yeah, that could be. Gosh, I just didn't see it. We were on that storm. You could
Yeah.
look at it. Go back again.
So
It looks like well, no, there is one right there. You
Yeah.
see, oh, there's the reflectivity now. Southwest of Van Buren.
Yeah.
Zoom in. Zoom in, right there.
Yep.
Now go back in time. Yep,
There it is.
there it is. All right, let's look at the camera then. The Kisser FM camera. Then we'll look at the recording here.
North of Van Buren. There are reports of tornado damage.
What time? What time, Davion? Let me look. You can see it right here.
No, that's right. Yeah, there.
No, it's a little bit before
37.
6:37.
Okay.
His report is confusing me. That's why, because it said north of Van Buren, but then it said east side of Van Buren. That's why I was.
Oh, why did
This
it
is
move
west.
there? What happened there?
You see that, Alessia? His report says east side of Van Buren and also north, but this is west.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless some stuff that is good.
Yeah, but also, I mean, reflectivity is so close to the radar.
Just rain, no?
I don't know.
To the west?
It doesn't look like, yeah, that's just rain. That's just rain curtains. Unless there's something touching down right there. I don't see any.
Really hard to tell.
Yeah, it's really, boy, but totally shrouds those lights though. Let's see.
Yeah. I'll keep looking at the current storm.
So nobody's seeing this, but here, let me look. Let me show you what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
No, but I will.
Still looking at broad rotation over towards Mulberry
right now?
right now along
Okay.
Highway 64. Yep.
So this is the camera. And this is what we were looking at here. And we had it on there. And you can see it's pretty elevated along the leading edge of the line. Now you can see that rotation. Look at that. When you animate it, you can definitely see the rotation. I don't know why the camera keeps bouncing back and forth. Unfortunately. Okay, so let's go. Well, it moved. So we're gonna move it along here. There's a storm coming through 6:36. So that's looking at Van Buren, and I don't see any tornado. I don't see any power flashes. The camera does move, unfortunately, like right. Let me go back here.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
I was looking at the current stuff.
yeah, you're good. You're good. Let's see here.
They continued it with tornado possible.
Yeah, that cell.
Yeah.
Do you have it set to the storm motion? Let's look here. Yeah, I just don't think so. Could be shrouded in rain, though.
Yeah. Nonetheless, there were strong winds, so I believe the damage.
Yeah, I think there was damage
Yeah.
from the strong winds. So here, we'll put this into motion here.
Someone said they live right across the interstate from Field of Dreams. They don't believe the tornado touched down, but winds were really strong. So several tree branches down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you get to see there's the storm coming through. And then you can see the winds really gusting, and then at that point it gets undercut. So you see there's no more tornado. Now there is right here, you can see the lowering right there. That is extremely low.
Yeah.
But that's at 647 or 147, which is 647Z. And that is
Not exactly.
that would be where it was at. You can see that lower. Oh, power flash. There it was. I saw it. Doesn't mean it's a tornado, but it was a power flash. Did you see it? And look at all the lights go out too.
Yeah.
Watch. You can see the power flash. Ready? At 47.
Lights.
So there's the lowering. I mean, obviously that's shrouded in clouds.
Yeah. Rain.
Let me go back here. There, right there. That was a power flash. Watch. They have this on the weather camera, right?
Yeah.
I mean, on.
Yeah. They're watching.
Screen, yeah.
Okay, so watch. Right there, power flash. Absolutely, you didn't see it?
Oh,
That was a
did
power
see it.
flash.
Watch.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
That's one.
Right.
And then here comes another one. That wasn't. That was lightning. Nope. But you can kind of see what look there, right there. Let's see if those lights go out again. Those are no doubt power flashes, though. Lightning. It still could be strong winds, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna show a still of it. What are people saying on the comments? Anything? Kind of lost them at this point.
Someone said that was a power flash. Someone else is saying Wowza. I'm guessing someone's asking if you can freeze the flash.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
That's what I'm going to get. I'm going to freeze it.
someone else said yes, we saw it.
Yep. That is extremely low, though, right here. Oh, yeah. Did you see that? Oh, look at the rising motion. This is why we record. This is the reason. I think it was. Yeah. Did you see that?
Someone's asking what is a power flash?
Power flash is when a transformer explodes or a power line sparks and arcs.
Yep.
Here, I'm going to go really slow. 0.1. Okay, ready? Watch this. Right here. Here's the lowered cloud base where the mouse is, okay? And be looking underneath here. You're going to see what appears to be scud or maybe even a funnel, a partially condensed funnel. Now, I got it really slow, by the way, just to let you know. I want to see when that time was when it shows up. Let's see, 11, 12, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Davion, you're still watching those cells, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say there's still some areas of rotation just south of Kingston.
So that comes over, and then that's when the power flashes happen. So that's a sign that you have either wind damage or circulation on the ground. Boy, you can really see it. Look at that thing right there. And that's exactly where that circulation is. And here we go. You're going to see when it comes over. Of course, it's in the night. Wait, was that a power flash? It went really quick. Yeah, that's a power flash too.
Yeah, that was.
So that straight line wins.
Yeah, because that's out ahead.
Yeah. Watch this. We're going to get that real slow here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the left side,
Yeah, that was a power
that was
flash.
also a power flash. Yep. It's going really slow here. Watch. I'll pause it on the flash. Right there. There's the start of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Right there.
That was a bright one.
Yep. And that's right along but that's not where the flashes were. Most of them were. Most of them that I saw were right here.
Yeah, right. Almost center stream.
So let's see if we can get them. It happens right pretty close to the same time. The storms are kind of weakening, aren't they, Davion?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It's coming. You saw it? No, you'll see it. I don't know how long this is. I'm going at 0.1. I didn't get to see the time when it hit. Here, I'll go a little faster. But there is, look at it, you can see a clear slot and you can see a base right here, okay? Nope, nothing there. That really gave you a visual, though. That didn't look impressive.
Broad circulation exiting Madison County over towards Weathers and Red Star.
Here it comes.
Air rout's actually pretty strong.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be Newton County. Come on. Let me go back to one.
Yeah, it's balanced.
31,
So I switched
32,
radars yet?
33, 35. Hold on. Okay, no. Oh, well, it would have been forever. Hold on. 46, 47, 48, 49. That wasn't it. 50, 51, 52, 53. That wasn't it. There. That was it. So it's going to be on the right hand side. It happened. So there it was again. Hold on. Okay, here we go. We got slowed down big time. So you're going to look right here. Here's the power flash. So the first one was over here. Next one's going to be here. Right there. That is a power flash.
Yep.
Boy, it happens quick though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
There's another one though. That's not one.
Yep.
No,
Was that it?
no, I don't think so. That's a
That was a light,
beacon.
yeah. Was it? Yeah, I said, was it that?
Might have been that.
That was right where the.
I know it's not ideal the way. Here we go. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Now I can adjust. Oh, is it 15? Okay. I don't think that was. It might be one. Might be shrouded in rain. Yeah. What you're looking at with power flashes is when they light up the bottoms of the base of the storms, because lightning lights up the entire storm. And also, too, it kind of flickers and flashes different than lightning. Okay, right? Oh, right there. It almost looked like a cone. It's very brief, but wait. Hold on. I can get it. Right there. Almost kind of looks like a cone a little bit. I think there's another flash.
With the downtrend in storms, we have let all warnings expire. Cool.
See if there's any more. That was lightning, but might be a flash. Let's see. Takes a lot of concentration, doesn't it? I'm just staring at this, super exhausted. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna see if they mentioned anything about damage, but nothing. Van Buren is reporting power outages off Reno Road, Oliver Springs, Pointer Trail, east of Alma. Power outages being reported. Trees down north of Rudy being reported. Small amount of damage reported near Field of Dreams, but nothing significant. Veronica Robbins, Crawford County EM.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really see a.
Either got EF0 damage or straight line wind damage.
I'm not seeing tornado. Now that looks kind of interesting, right? Let's see, it's just Scud, but it is rising motion Scud. Right. That is definitely the power flash. You see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dan, are you up for a question?
Sure.
Is there an app I can download on Roku to watch this?
You know, there is. It's called 479 first.
What's that to say?
But
I tried.
I have a Roku.
I know it's supposed to work. I've overridden it and it's not showing up. So I don't know.
We'll make sure this is working for next time.
Yep. Because look, there it is in the override stage.
We'll make sure. Because it should. I don't understand why it's not.
We'll have about a week break.
Yeah. There are multiple. Decide which blocks will play and bring that to the front.
And we're up to the front.
Yeah.
People are asking if Rogers is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogers is fine.
Rogers, go to sleep.
Yeah, Rogers goes to sleep.
I think everybody's good.
Stratiform rain all the way west.
I don't think anything's going to happen anymore.
I don't think so either. That was the only area I was watching. Red
Yeah.
Star.
It's about to move out.
Yeah.
Move out of our weather coverage area. Yeah. So let's do a quick Mega Doppler overview real quick.
All right.
Just click on that.
Mega Doppler?
Yep. And I'll work this radar here real quick, Davion. So first of all, any part of the line that runs north to south, as we know, but that's not very strong. That's just a little broad circulation. That's just a broad area rotation, what we call a shear boundary.
Yeah.
So look at this. This is just stratiform rain. That's it.
Go to sleep.
Probably some lightning. There'll be some occasional lightning. This is the big stratiform rain and lightning strikes. I'm going to bring this up on one panel just because velocity isn't even needed anymore. This is some rain right here. And then that's it. And then along the leading edge in the river valley, storms are over in Fort Smith. We have Burrid, who got some rain, but that's it. This isn't even that strong of a circulation anymore, so that's it for that. And then the leading edge of the line is all cold pool dominant. So the most dangerous portion of that storm was where it was balanced. And that's what we were talking about. I didn't like that when we were seeing it,
Yeah.
Davion, and
it was very apparent early on that it was going to try to do something.
And it could be that right there that touchdown,
And that's,
honestly.
And that's the area that I called out outside of the box.
Yep, you did. And then they added it, and then they added more. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's all gone. I think that's it. I think we could shut down the stream. But there definitely were definitive power flashes
Oh,
that we got on that.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. You can see the lights go out. That's so cool. Watch this. I'm going to go to 0.1. Be looking,
Oh,
if you got it on weather right here.
I put it back on.
Okay, so check this out. Right here, you're going to see a power flash, and then watch the lights around it with the power grid go out. Here it goes. I'm going to see it here shortly as it plays. And notice there's no tornado. So this is straight line winds along the leading edge of the storm. There's the power flash. And then there's the lights that go out. See them?
Clear as day.
That's cool. And we go back and forth. You can see it when we animate it. So there's the power flash. There's the lights that go out. And that's cool. And there's where people were without power.
Yep.
And I don't see any rotation. You can see
Yeah,
the
radar.
clouds. Little scud clouds rising. On this, I don't see anything there either. It looks like it's all moving from left to right. I don't see any rotation. Now, initially, though, when we go back to the beginning of this, you can see the whole updraft. Yeah, there you go. Now watch this. You can't see it at night, but you can see it in the daytime. See that rotation? That's cool. So you got the clouds in the foreground that are rotating from left to right, and the background clouds are moving right to left. Here, I'll speed it up so you get to see. Oh, come on, man. Why is it doing that? Stop. Play it good. It's super jumpy. Hold on. Stop.
All right, Patty, you don't have to pay for 479 first if you already have it downloaded on Roku, but our stream is just not working right now on there. That's why it's probably showing you nothing, but we're going to make sure that gets fixed for next time. That way people can just have it up on their TVs as they like.
479 first is a nice free app. I just woke up. I guess where's what we're looking at right now?
Yeah.
This is Van Buren.
Harrison, Western Grove can definitely go to bed. Pretty loud out there, not surprised. We've had a couple of, it sounded like a very close strikes during our, when we were live. It was pretty loud out there.
I don't see it. Don't see it. Don't see a tornado.
And this is, we're looking towards Van Buren right now off of the Kisser FM tower.
From recorded earlier.
Recorded from earlier. That was around what, 147? Yeah, 147 approximately.
All right, guys. I think we can shut this down.
Yep.
I think that's
I
it.
think so.
Notice how the storm threat is way low. The storm score is way low. All that stuff is really low. And one last look at Mega Doppler. Couple areas we'll watch in Newton County. We won't completely drop off, but as far as the stream is concerned, I think we could be done because I think that line is dying out. It's not as impressive. And so thank you, Leslie.
Yeah.
Davion. That's why you can't go home when there's storms that happen. It'll happen. You send master control or you send production back home, and it's just all of a sudden, bam.
They got back right on time.
We see
ramps up quick.
Right on time.
But we knew it.
Yeah, I was about to say we know it. It's just a matter of will it do it or not, because we know what's there. We know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the balance regime like an hour before.
Isn't that QLCS training clutch?
Oh yeah,
as the younger generation would say.
Clutch.
It's so clutch.
It's so helpful.
Okay, guys, I'm starving. Guess where I'm going tonight?
Taco Bell.
You got it, man.
Nice.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
I almost pulled a rugger. I've been up since 5:45.
I'm going home.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Until the next storm, late next week, we got our work cut out for us on that. Bye.
Hope not. Bye.